You're listening to the Headlock Talkover podcast, where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling with Jack and Jeremy.
Hello and welcome to the Headlock Talkover podcast, a podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling. I am Jeremy, joined as always by Jack. How are you, my man?
I'm alright.
Good. Welcome to this episode where we will be talking over Great American Bash 2007 and Dusty Rhodes' last ever match. It was a show, quite forgettable to be honest, but wait and see. We have a good time with it.
I completely forgot we did that then, and when you said Great American Bash, my mind went to WCW.
1991.
Yeah, I was like, no,
that's
okay.
BN News on the scaffold.
I'm in there.
We got a fair bit of wrestling to talk about over the last couple of weeks. Starting with the two shows that we did predictions for in the last episode. We'll start with All In. I gotta be honest, fucking loved it. Phenomenal show. You didn't watch it.
I didn't watch it.
I know.
No.
You're still burnt out. To be honest, I think the last time I watched AEW was last year's All In.
Right.
I think I went and realised I was a bit burnt out.
Yeah.
With the stuff that they'd done, and I hadn't really paid close attention since. But watched all of All In. Bloody loved it. Really wished I was there.
I've seen a couple of things. I've seen the Swerve Danielson match.
Oh yeah.
I've seen highlights of it, and there's one thing that really pissed me off.
We'll get to that first actually, because it was on the pre-show, and that's that one Jamie Hayter turned up on the fucking pre-show.
She's been off for what, like a year?
Over a year, because she wasn't at last year's All In either.
And she's English.
Yep, she's from Southampton.
And the pop was massive.
Ridiculous.
So, on the pre-show, man, like.
It's the worst. It's the worst that they didn't quite realise what they had. Because you called it, when we did the predictions, you said that she was going to come out and she was going to confront Monet when she beat Britt Baker. Mm-hmm. And half of those things happened, but not together.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous. Only other stands I can think of. They've done something very interesting with Christian Cage over the course of the show. So the Patriarchy lost their Trios tag match, but then Christian Cage won the Casino Gauntlet later that night, which means I don't know if it works the same as the Money in the Bank.
Like a cash-in?
Yeah, or if you have to call your shot before you shoot it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I thought it was a call your shot.
Yeah.
So you can say, I'm challenging you next week.
I have to imagine WWE have sort of trademarked the mechanics of that. So yeah, probably it is a call your shot kind of thing. But Christian Cage currently holds that, and he'll get a title shot at some point.
I don't understand how trademarks work. I don't know if you can trademark
There's
a mechanic, but I mean, even if you can't trademark that, they'd want to differentiate themselves, surely.
Patent is the word I'm thinking of, but whether they would patent something like that, I don't know. So yeah, that'll happen at some point. You said we had Danielson versus Swerve. We both predicted Swerve, and we were both wrong.
Yeah.
Danielson came out to the final countdown, as we all expected. Crowd went fucking nuts for it all. Great match, great ending. Mm-hmm. And Danielson is the new AEW World Champion. And I have a feeling what they're going to do is Danielson's going to go through the next year and be like, all right, whoever beats me retires me. I think that's what they're leaning towards.
Yeah, I think it'll end up like that.
And you have a prediction as to who you think it's going to be.
Ospreay.
You think it's going to be Ospreay. I have a feeling it might be Christian Cage, which is why I bring it up now. I know. Which is funny because he's older than Bryan Danielson as well.
Yeah,
so
I can see that. No, I think Ospreay's going to win with the Tiger Driver. And it's going to be a long payoff of using that move. He has used it. Didn't he use it on MJF?
He did.
Yeah,
he won with it.
Yeah, so I think he'll do it again, and then everyone will lose their minds because it's long-term storytelling.
So that is one thing, and then the other thing is just to turn Christian Cage into a bigger heel than he already is. Like what they're doing with Dom Mysterio and just making him the most hateable man in existence. Christian Cage can do the exact same thing. And I'd love to see him cut a promo on Birdie, Danielson's daughter.
So if Christian Cage retired Bryan Danielson, he'd be like their Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I guess so.
Like when Lesnar ended the streak, because he didn't need to do it.
No.
It could have been anyone else. But no, they picked They picked Lesnar. So if they pick Christian, instead of him coming out and suplexing loads of people, he just comes out and slags off your dad.
But Christian is a fucking menace anyway. So yeah, I can definitely see that. But I think those are the two possibilities. We'll see how it goes. Speaking of Will Ospreay, though, beat MJF, is the new international champion, not American champion, because MJF made that his thing.
Oh, he became Hulk Hogan for a bit, didn't he?
Yeah.
Incredibly American.
Yeah, did you see the flag he pulled out for the All In show?
No.
So when he got into the ring, he got to his knees, the American flag fell down. Every star was his face.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Good work.
Absolutely brilliant. In terms of the women's matches, Mariah May beat Toni Storm, as we both thought. Actually, no, you went for Storm, I think.
I did go for Toni Storm.
Yeah, I just thought it was Mariah's moment, and it certainly was. Great show. I didn't know she was English.
Who's that?
Mariah May.
I didn't.
Yeah, she's English, which is why she won, pretty much.
Okay.
Monet won, as we both predicted.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just wanted Britt badly.
Yeah, I picked Britt because I was trying to visualise it.
Yes. Speaking of which, though, you pointed me to an interesting article in the week.
I can't talk about it because I didn't read the actual article.
Good, because I did.
Right, okay.
Jack sent me an article. He's been calling it for months that there's going to be backstage problems between Britt Baker and Mercedes Moné. And Wednesday, he messaged me and be like, fucking stop everything! And then sent me the link to the article. I've read the article. Do you know what it was?
No.
Britt showing the bite mark on her hand that was in the match. And it was just a fucking clickbait title. So,
it got me.
No problems yet.
See, I got overexcited.
You can be proven right, but time will tell, I guess. Then we had...
Bite mark.
Yeah, that's all it was, just the bite mark on Britt's hand from Mercedes in the match.
When would that have... Oh, during the...
Lockjaw, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense to be
we had the TNT match.
And you know how she knew it was Mercedes? Because she's a dentist and she would have gone, right, that's it. Right, okay.
She's not in CSI.
Well, she puts her hand in loads of people's mouths.
Yeah, she's not got fucking... Her fingers haven't got like an eidetic memory. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Anyway, TNT Championship match. Jack Perry versus Darby Allin coffin match. We both predicted that Perry would win, and we were right. And then it got a little bit wild towards the end. I don't know if you remember what happened.
Sting.
Yeah, so...
Oh, weren't they going to set the coffin on fire?
So Young Bucks come out, start attacking Darby. He's in a body bag at this point as well, with his head poking out. Because Darby Allin's going to Darby Allin. They throw him into the casket and then go to set it on fire. Lights come down, Sting comes out. 5 months after he retired. So people are pointing out that kind of hypocrisy. I just think he's not going to do like matches. He'll just turn up on the odd occasion.
Yeah. That's how Sting in AEW should have been, I think.
Yeah. Without jumping off of things at 60 years old.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree.
Done 4 times a year, been a massive draw.
Mm-hmm.
But we can't sit here and tell Sting what to do.
No. Definitely not one person I'm gonna tell what to do. Then I think that's about it for All In. We'll quickly predict All Out because we've got 6 matches that have been announced and it is next weekend. We will start with probably the easiest match to predict on here, which would be Mercedes Moné versus Hikaru Shida for the TBS Championship.
I mean, it's Mercedes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm just waiting for you to say it and grit your teeth while saying it.
Don't say teeth and Mercedes in there. We've already been through this.
She'll have your fingers.
She will.
Yeah, definitely Mercedes. There's not much to say. I think she's going on a rampage of beating previous world champions. Someone pointed out that she's beaten 4 already in her time in the company.
Yeah. Who are they?
Britt, Shida,
Paige?
Saraya. Yeah. There's one more.
Ooh! Didn't Mercedes retire
yes,
Saraya the first time round?
Yeah, with that. It was on a house show, wasn't it?
I
hadn't made that connection. Jesus Christ! But they've had a match.
That's
so
just got juicy.
There's no ban.
Oh, right. All right, okay. Fair enough.
We'll go for the other women's match next, which is Willow Nightingale versus Chris Statlander in a Chicago street fight. I was under the impression a title was on the line there, but I guess not.
Have they just been fighting the two of them every pay-per-view for the last 5-6 months?
Feels that way, doesn't it? I was under the impression that was for the AAA title. I think I saw that maybe yesterday, unless they've changed it.
Wasn't there a Japanese title involved?
No, I thought it was CMLL or AAA. But they might have changed it on Collision or something, because God knows.
Did they fight at All In?
No. Neither of them were at All In.
Statlander?
Yeah, I'm thinking Statlander. Either of them could win this. But Statlander's on a bit of a losing streak at the moment, and she has, because of her build, she has the capacity to be a real fucking monster, whether face or heel. So they need to get some momentum back on her. So I think...
She's really good.
Yeah, 100%. Big fan of Statlander, so I hope she wins. Let's go for MJF versus Daniel Garcia. Now, you're aware of the history with these two over the last couple of months.
Yeah.
So when MJF sort of turned back heel after his return, he just practically murdered Daniel Garcia.
Because it was to write Garcia off in case he left, because his contract was up, wasn't it? And in case he left.
They're worried he's going to go to WWE because they're quite hot on him. And I think they could do some good stuff with him. But we hadn't seen him since, and then he turned up at All In to cost him the American Championship.
Oh, he was in a mask, wasn't he?
Yeah, so he came down, stopped MJF from using something. It wasn't the Dynamite Diamond Ring, because they explicitly said it wasn't there.
Brass knucks or something.
Yeah, it might have actually been brass knucks, and cost MJF the title.
MJF likes referencing things, doesn't he? And he had a thing with Regal.
Oh, yeah.
So imagine it would have been.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm going to go Garcia.
I want it to be Garcia, but I think it's going to be Max.
Yeah, I mean, I would like it to be, and you'd like to think if WWE were that hot on him,
they'd want it.
And he chose to stay. There's got to be a reward there.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. But I'm sticking with my guns. I know it's MJF, man. You can't really bet against him.
You can't. He's also the type of person that can take a loss.
He literally just has.
So exactly. And it doesn't hurt his character, at all.
Mm-hmm.
But, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Then we have a match for the International Championship. We have Will Ospreay defending against the bastard Pac. I think we both want a certain person to win. Yeah. I think we both know the other person's going to win.
Pac's... Hasn't he just won the trios titles?
Yes, actually, he has.
Yeah, well, it's going to be Ospreay then, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, he's just come back, and then you're going to put him in a match. It's like a lose-lose.
Yeah,
really.
Pac's kind of joined the Blackpool Combat Club as well.
I mean, he should have joined it from the start, really, because it's... I mean, if that hasn't confirmed the Lucha Bros leaving...
actually. But no, we're going Ospreay, I think. Be a fucking fantastic match between those two. Lots of flips.
Yeah. It's... I think this has happened because Ospreay went on that interview, didn't he? And he went on a big rant about how Ricochet is underrated. And if you look back at his work in Dragon Gate and everything he did on the Indies, Pac is in the same conversation as
100%.
that.
Imagine that triple threat.
I think that's what it's leading to.
What? Ospreay, Pac, and Ricochet in a triple threat?
Yep.
Yes, fucking please.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it might not be for everybody, but it's going to be incredible. Just ridiculous.
Next up, let's go for Strickland versus Adam Page 4. This is the 4th time they have fought each other. And this time they're doing it in a steel cage match. Swerve kind of cut a promo on Hangman saying he's like a family man and he really wants to put an end to this and put Page back in his place. And because Page is part of the Elite, technically...
When did Swerve cut this promo, sorry?
On Dynamite Just Gone.
This is after a pay-per-view where he was stomping on Danielson's head in front of his daughter and his wife.
Yeah, he was
family man.
Yeah, no, the entire time he was talking to Birdie and Bree. We were like, why are you letting him do this? Don't let him do this. You're the one's got to live with him after I crush his fucking skull.
Mad, mental behavior.
Exactly.
I'm going to go with Swerve.
I don't know what their record is between the 3 matches because I think they're going to book this entirely 50-50. I'm going to go Adam Page. I think Strickland's won twice and Page has won once. So I think they're going to completely book it down the middle. I don't know where Strickland will go from here, but it'll be fun to see. Finally, we have a match for the AEW World Championship. We have Bryan Danielson defending against Jack Perry, the TNT champion as well. Danielson.
Yeah.
Danielson. There's going to be some Young Bucks bullshit.
Yeah, there will.
They're definitely going to come down and try and stop it, and Danielson's going to kick their fucking heads in.
Do you reckon they do what was it called in WWE? Like the Authority. Do you reckon they'll do that kind of thing again?
They're trying to, I think.
Because obviously the Young Bucks are, what, EVPs?
Mm-hmm.
Is that still a thing?
Yeah.
So I reckon they'll try and take the title off him.
I'm also trying to think faction-wise, because I think you might be teeing up for like the Elite versus Blackpool Combat Club again, but it'll be Young Bucks, Perry, Page, Okada against Danielson, Castagnoli, Yuta, Pac, and someone else.
Not Mox.
No, Mox, yeah. I know I was forgetting somebody. Yeah.
Because he's doing a weird thing at the minute.
That 5v5.
I'd like to see it.
But yeah, Mox is doing a weird thing at the minute. He's almost performing a takeover of the company. Who did he get on side with it?
Marina Shafir.
That was it.
I remember when Blackpool Combat Club first formed, she was very vocal about being in it.
Yep, and I think Moxley had said in interviews that he was a fan of hers and wanted her in, so now's the time they're going to sort of bring her into the fold.
Shane McMahon?
Yeah, that was the other thing, wasn't it? Is that they might bring Shane McMahon in as part of this takeover, because what is it with Shane McMahon and fucking taking over wrestling companies as part of an angle? I don't fucking know.
You know what? Seeing Shane McMahon turn up on AEW TV in any capacity is going to be wild.
What a fucking time we would live in.
Whether you like it, whether you hate it, it is going to be wild.
Definitely,
seeing that.
Definitely. So that is all the all in, all out stuff as far as I know. Want to talk about Bash at Berlin?
It happened.
We're just coming off the back of it. It happened. It was a good show. Not much progressed is my only worry. The only thing that kind of progressed a little bit was the Punk and McIntyre stuff, but I don't think it's over.
No.
So just going through the results here. Cody defeated KO.
No heel turn.
No heel turn. KO really played at the babyface stuff and questioned sort of why he was there. And Cody was having a go at him afterwards, being like, what the fuck are you doing? And just give me what you've got. I want to beat you at your best. Because KO wouldn't go in for the kill.
Yeah, he wouldn't do the apron powerbomb.
Yeah, there was a lot of leg selling from Cody as well, and KO just wouldn't take advantage of it. So
weird.
It's a case of who turns first, KO or Orton. One of them's turning. It's a case of who turns first.
What if Cody turns?
That would be wild. Could you imagine a heel Cody Rhodes right now? I can't. It would take a while.
Yeah, he's too company man.
I don't think
he's too valuable as a face, isn't he?
He couldn't turn heel until he's lost that championship.
And goes on a
Homelander Rampage. Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
Then we had the Witches. Not their name, but they're the Witches losing their tag team titles to
Unholy Union.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, cool.
They lost them to Jade and Bianca, so they're 2-time tag team champions. It was a fine match.
Do you reckon this is to start the dissension between the two of them?
Yeah, I think the first turn might happen as soon as they lose the belts, whenever that is. Probably the Rumble. Maybe just after. Could be Elimination Chamber.
Yeah, time-wise, that could work, couldn't it?
Yeah, and then they can tee up for a pretty sick match at WrestleMania between the two of them.
I feel bad for the Witches.
They know their place on the pecking order compared to
It
those
feels
two.
like that title reign was only done because they were the only Scottish people on the card.
And they couldn't have Drew win or...
Piper,
that was it. I was trying to remember who it was.
Yeah. So they were the token Scots.
I had to give them something.
Shame.
But that's something for the CV, the resume. No one can take that away from them that they were women's tag team champions.
Yeah.
So that's definitely
I just hope that they don't go back to obscurity because they weren't doing much before that.
Particularly Alba Fire. Because she did a lot of great singles work. She was NXT UK champion for a while. So do more with them.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes.
Then it was the mixed tag match between Dirty Dom, Liv versus Priest and Mami, Rhea Ripley. Went exactly as we kind of expected it.
Yeah.
Dom got booed out of the place as expected. A lot of shenanigans. Carlito came out. Finn came out, but Priest and Rhea got the win, and Rhea did her signature Mommy's on top pin, which I think was a nice touch to Liv. Because I don't think she's done that since she faced Zelina Vega when she was champion.
There was a few callbacks, wasn't there? She did the... she licked Liv's face.
Yeah.
One that's when she did that to Dom, the internet went mental for it. And then I think this might have been one of the first times she broke the internet was when she did the choke on Dom with her legs. Yeah. And then she did that in the match as well, which was really good callbacks. She can do a hell of a razor's edge as well. She didn't go down. Mm-hmm. She did it like Hernandez in TNA
we
style.
Can't be surprised by how strong she is, though. Yeah. We know how strong she is. Let's not pretend. There was one other match before the main, wasn't there?
Strap match.
Was it? Yes, CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre in a strap match. I got very confused for part of that match. Particularly because there were 2 lights. I don't remember there ever being 2 lights when they did it before. I might be wrong in thinking that.
I've not seen much of it. Did they have a weird counter on top of the turnbuckles for when they touched the turnbuckles?
The way that they did it, it was 2 lights, one red and one green, one for each superstar.
Yeah, I don't think that's...
Yeah, I always thought it was 1 light just to show that it's been touched. And then you have to keep track of who's touched it.
I saw a short of it and I was like, that's weird. I didn't remember. I didn't know if that was added...
When I saw that, I sighed because I didn't know that was part of the strap match stipulation. I thought it was like a dog collar match kind of thing.
Okay, right.
And because I think back to when we covered Great American Bash 1991 and Sting faced Nikolai Volkov. Koloff. I would get those 2 mixed up. Nikolai Koloff in a strap match, and that was boring as fucking sin.
Yeah.
And this had some interesting spots in it, actually, to be fair. The spot where Drew's carrying Punk on his back... Drew taps the corner, and as soon as he turned around, Punk just goes... They did that for 3 before Drew realised what was going on.
Oh, for God's sake.
That's genius. It's stupid, but it's genius. Yeah, exactly. And
a proper,
Yeah. And Punk took a lot of time... getting the final 4 when he did get the victory in the end. He got the first 3 and just I'm going to give him another GTS. I'm going to give him another GTS.
Yeah, there was a few, wasn't there?
Really,
get that finisher on.
Yeah. Which, I mean, it's the GTS. Of course it's going to get over, but tiny bit overdone. Could have just run to the turnbuckle and then just continued to beat the shit out of him. No reason why not.
I guess.
And then the main event, which was Gunther defending against Randy Orton. Great match.
I mean, yeah.
Gunther just has great matches. There's no 2 ways about it, really. And it ended exactly as it should have done, with Randy passing out. Mm-hmm. Because a veteran like Randy, you don't want to make him tap out. You don't really want to pin him.
No.
If you want to make a monster, which they fucking have done with Gunther, you do that. You make him, choke someone out like that.
It was like a desperation thing. Mm-hmm. So, done the clothesline, done the splash, done the powerbomb. I've got to do this. Mm-hmm. Pinning him's not going to work, so choke him out.
That, I think, will be Gunther's World Championship reign going forward. I think he's going to face some interesting opponents who are going to really frustrate him and test him, and I think he's going to have to pull out some new stuff to get the victories.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to in this reign?
Go on.
The eventual Cena match.
Yeah, that's definitely going to happen.
I think that's going to be fantastic.
That could be the Rumble match, you know.
Oh,
I reckon that could be the Rumble match. I think that's the perfect opponent for that.
I really want, and I don't know if it'll ever happen, Gunther versus Lesnar.
I don't know,
because I know both men have said they want it to happen.
And Lesnar's still being referenced on TV, so it's not like they've completely blacklisted him because of what happened with Vince. So it could happen.
Gunther's been very vocal about it happening.
Oh yeah, that would be incredible.
Because he said that he would like Lesnar's spot as the final boss.
Yeah,
and you can see it.
I think they're going to give it to him. But yeah, definitely.
I would very much like to see it.
Yeah,
because I think they would do magic together.
Mm-hmm. So that will remain to be seen. That's everything from Bash in Berlin. So we'll jump into some of the new stuff that happened on the last week or so. We'll start with something that made you very happy, and that was the SmackDown before Bash in Berlin. I said during the last episode that I speculated that LA Knight might face Santos Escobar, and he ended up calling an open challenge in Germany for the US title on SmackDown. Who answered the call, Jack?
Oh, it's Ludwig.
Ludwig Kaiser.
Oh, what a man.
Jack's husband.
What a man. I mean, he was never going to win.
No. Didn't stop you believing, though, did it?
No, yeah. Ludwig is so good.
Mm-hmm.
I've said this to you many times. I think there is an alternate timeline out there where him and Gunther's roles are switched.
Yeah. I could definitely see that.
Because he's so good. Like, he deserves a singles push.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope that this wasn't just we're in Germany and you're German.
Why not?
Have a match. I hope this is a sort of continued push.
Yeah.
So he's still like associated with Gunther, but he can do his own thing.
Yeah.
Because he's too good in the ring. He's too good on the mic. You sent me that clip of him.
Yes.
He had the crowd like in the palm of his hand.
Yeah, it was a fatal four-way match between a few people, and what he just kept doing was pointing at himself and then pointing at the other competitors. I think he was the only heel in the match.
Yeah.
So it was just boo, yay, and he just had him in the palm of his hand. I couldn't put that better myself.
He's very good.
And
he's so handsome.
What topped it off?
Huh?
Don't worry about that. What topped it off is after he'd done all that, he just sort of went and then rolled out of the ring. So like, well, if you don't want me here, well, fuck off. Genius. Absolute genius.
I hope the open challenge is a thing moving forwards as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Cena could answer it.
Cena versus Knight?
Yeah.
Go on then. I'd love to see that.
Yes, please.
You know Cena would be begging to take that fucking superplex spot that Knight does, where he jumps to the top rope. I still don't know how he does that.
No.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Shall we just quickly talk about what happened at the end of TNA Emergence, I think it was called?
JBL
turned up.
That's mad.
Yeah, absolutely crazy.
And you know what? Turned up looking like the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah.
He was giving us
everything.
Undertaker realness, and it was fucking brilliant. He did his... It was like a RuPaul's assignment at the back, and they said, right, we're going to give you dead man realness. Go out there, clothesline him. Fucking...
JBL, put the bass in your walk.
Oh, could you imagine? Dun, 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 dun. Ross Matthews. Right.
Welcome to JBL's Drag Race. I'm here with Ross Matthews.
Ross Matthews.
Ross, have you ever taken a clothesline from hell? No, but I know a thing about a peg and being wet. Jesus Christ.
I bet Ross Matthews would take a hell of a clothesline.
Yes, he would.
He'd take it like Rikishi when he does like a flip.
He's a fucking trooper.
Yeah. Sorry, what are we talking about?
I don't know. Wrestling, apparently.
JBL turned up on TNA.
Yeah, he came out after Nick Nemeth defended the World Championship and then got into the ring and whispered something in Nemeth's ear.
Yeah. Paul wants you back. Because he's still signed to WWE.
Is he?
Yeah.
Well, because of their relationship, that makes sense.
But he's gone around a few indies. He turned up in GCW, and I literally just watched the clip before we started recording, and I can't remember who he helped.
Nick Gage, I don't fucking know.
I don't know. But this could be like he might be having a sort of resurgence like Jeff Jarrett's had recently.
Do you think he'll be in the ring though?
I don't know. I reckon that he might be trying to start like a stable.
I think, yeah, so he's doing it
because he is a cowboy.
He
needs to store his horses in a stable.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well done.
Jesus.
You're on fire today.
Oh.
Yeah. So he might do a Taz thing where he starts Team JBL essentially as well.
Yeah, the jolly big
lads.
Yeah. Like, the only word that went in my head was losers, but why would you create a team of losers? Social outcast.
What? Who would he have?
Who would he have? That person who he helped win the ladder match in GCW.
Yeah, I'm glad you remembered.
Nemeth.
Yeah, but if we're going cowboy here.
Well, it's because Nick Nemeth is the wanted man.
Oh, okay.
And then JBL was like, I want him. I want you, he said when he came out, and then was, I know, that's
my thing.
That's the thing.
Yeah, that's the twist.
Ow!
Okay.
Yeah, I'm interested to see where we go. I don't think he's getting in the ring. He might do a few clotheslines.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about that move is you can do that on anybody.
And it wouldn't take up too much energy.
And as long as the person taking it sells the shit out of it, it'd be great.
Give it to fucking is it Leon Slater? The fucking 19-year-old kid they've got that's got springs in his legs. Yeah.
Bang.
6:30 on the way fucking round.
Like an old Wile E. Coyote cartoon
yeah,
where
exactly.
he spins in here.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we jump into the episode?
Swerve Strickland's contract.
Yes. Let's get into that, shall we?
So, Swerve Strickland has just re-signed to AEW for a massive contract, apparently.
Yes.
I can't find anything anywhere about how much it's for.
They tend to keep that under wraps.
Yeah. They said it's on Mercedes Okada levels of pay, but it's not Roman or Orton levels of pay. So but it is up there.
So if I had to speculate based on what I know of their salaries, the people you just mentioned, somewhere between 5 and 10 million a year.
But apparently WWE have said, or someone in WWE has said, it's bad for the wrestling business because that's not what they think Swerve Strickland is worth. And I'm sorry, that is absolute bollocks.
Yeah.
Swerve Strickland was a guy in WWE who was a lower card guy who did pretty much nothing in WWE.
He was North American champion, that was it.
Yeah. Went to AEW, became a star, held their world title, had a match that is one of, if not the best AEW have ever had, and you're not going to pay that man as much as you can. This is coming from WWE, who all of this year have been boasting about record profits, record sales, record merch sales. We've got this new deal with Netflix come in. It's, we're going to make this much money. And they're turning around and saying that Swerve Strickland doesn't deserve because they don't think so.
What it is.
Nah, that's bollocks. I'm happy for Swerve.
Yeah.
Really happy for Swerve.
I think you're absolutely right. I think the thing is they're sort of getting priced out of maybe spending what they want to spend on wrestlers. I think that's what it is. Because Tony and his father between them have as much money as TKO. Bearing in mind their other ventures that they've got. And AEW is just a small part of that. Mm-hmm. So that's what we're talking about here.
I hope this starts a trend of wrestlers getting paid more.
Yep.
Wrestling is one of those sports where every time you step in the ring, you are putting yourself at risk.
Definitely.
And they don't have their own healthcare. They have to pay for it all themselves.
I don't think that's strictly true in AEW.
Okay.
I think they do have insurance in AEW.
Right.
Which is another interesting thing.
Which makes the WWE saying that even worse, as far as I'm concerned. I'm happy Swerve's getting paid that much.
Yeah.
I hope he gets paid more. I hope everybody gets paid more. That's it. The fact that they're getting angry because they don't think he's worth that much.
They're not paying the money.
Is stupid.
I think they're just worried there's going to be like the domino effect where the people that they have on their roster are going to demand more money because they know what they can get elsewhere. Yeah. And it's a real toss-up for these performers because they've got objectively, sort of WWE has the bigger audience, the bigger reach. It's more potential for opportunities in the future. Like, think of all the WWE superstars who have gone on to be actors. There's that gate, but it's whether you sacrifice the paycheck for that.
There's more crossover potential, isn't there? Yeah.
Speaking of which, though, I mean, Swerve has that crossover potential already. The amount of rap stars he's fucking friends with, that helps make money on itself. Yeah. So I can understand why they'd want to fork out that much money on Swerve. It's like when they brought out Snoop Dogg with Sasha Banks at WrestleMania because they're cousins. There's always that little sweetener to having that person on your roster, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see Snoop Dogg on AEW anytime soon.
Yeah, because of it. You can see it happening.
It can definitely happen. So I agree with you 100%. I mean, for what wrestlers do, they deserve to get paid what they're getting paid and more. So, as the kids say, get that bag.
Yeah. No. And I mean, he does get a cut of. I mean, it's his house after all. So
yeah. So
whenever AEW put on a show, they pay him.
Yeah, you got
the rent,
pay-per-view bonus, homeowner bonus, renter's insurance, all that jazz.
And as the House of Black say, the house always wins. So whenever Malachi comes out, gives Swerve a watch when they get back. He said the house always wins. There you go, and Swerve's just there going, "You're damn right."
Malachi, whose house? Swerve's house.
Yeah.
Damn right. Off you pop.
But no, good for Swerve. I'm happy for him.
Yeah, perfect. So we'll jump into the episode. Thank you so much for listening so far. Give us a like, a follow, a subscribe. Check us out on Instagram or TikTok as well, because we are using both of those to post our short form content, I should say. Leave us comments on any of those. Let us know what shows you'd like us to cover in future and what you think of the episodes. Enjoy Great American Bash 2007.
Yeah, perfect.
Right, who's ready for a Great American Bash? Is it you?
I'm ready. I am ready.
Did Great Khali ever hold that belt the right way
I've got the same thing in my notes. There's another bit. I'll point it out when it happens. But he's like so insistent on holding it upside down.
Yeah,
It's ridiculous.
he barely spoke English, as I understand it, though.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of translation issues.
I mean, you don't need to speak English to realise you're holding the logo up the wrong way.
Yeah. First time this ever happened as well. Cena versus Lashley.
How many times did it happen?
Not many.
I don't remember it being a fairly regular thing.
Lashley left not long after this, and then spent all of his time in TNA.
He spent a long time in TNA, didn't he?
And then came back 2017, 2018.
Because he was doing TNA and Strikeforce at the same time, wasn't he? Or did
Yeah.
he do Strikeforce first?
Yeah, I think he looked at the MMA stuff first.
And then did TNA. And then there was a point where he was doing both.
I might have to encourage you to look this up, but I'm pretty sure he's got a better win-loss record than Lesnar.
Interesting.
He might be undefeated.
Lashley.
Yeah.
Right, I've got both their win-loss records up. No, I'm lying. I'm absolutely lying.
Mixed martial arts record.
That'll do it. Oh, Jesus. Right, okay, who do you think's got the better win-loss record?
I'm assuming
then?
it's Lashley. I know Brock lost a couple of matches.
Brock did 8 matches. Lashley did 17.
Yep.
Lashley lost twice out of 17.
And Lesnar?
Lesnar lost 3 times, won no contest.
There you go.
Madness.
More matches, better record.
I mean, you could argue that Lesnar was doing it in UFC, which is arguably more elite.
Excellent point. Yeah.
And he was the heavyweight champion.
Of course.
Like in his 3rd fight, I think, which is mental. And not only did he win it in his 3rd fight, he held it and defended it.
I think it helps he was already an established name, because Dana White loves that. That's why he gave Punk a chance.
Well, it's a weird thing that they have to do, because when Punk came in, Punk had more followers across all his social media than the UFC.
Yep.
And they were like, what do we do with this guy? Because he's never fought before in his life. We can't put him in the preliminaries.
Yeah.
Because he's too big a name, but we can't put him higher up the card because he'll just get destroyed. So you can't put him with someone who has the same experience.
That's why they put it with... Was it Mickey Gall? I think
Mickey Gall beat him, and then I can't remember the other guy's name.
Yeah.
But the other guy, I think they fired him after the match.
Yeah.
Because he was basically just dancing.
Yeah, he was toying with him, yeah. I remember hearing about that.
Whereas Mickey Gall was like, 1, done, sorted.
So, did you do the same thing I did with the commentary teams here? They went through them and it was like, oh, King and JR, Cole and JBL. I was like, okay, good to go. Oh yeah, Stars and Taz are here. I forgot ECW was around at this time.
Yeah, mad, isn't it?
So this was that weird mid-card point of WWE, particularly SmackDown, where you had Carlito, Chris Masters, MVP, Matt Hardy, Mr. Kennedy, all that lot in the mid-card.
I only seem to remember Matt Hardy feuding with everybody, though.
Yeah. He'd been around the longest, so he could be the most trusted with that kind of stuff.
I seem to remember this feud, like the MVP Matt Hardy feud, going on for a really long time.
Yeah, it feels like it's still going on now. It's been that long.
This tunnel that MVP walks out of,
yes,
looks like something you'd find at a kid's fair.
Yeah. Do you not remember when he was introduced to the company?
No.
So it felt like it took forever because he was there on the sidelines in a suit and Vince was hyping him up on the mic and all of that. And it took months before he debuted. Then he came out wearing that. And then was like, what the fuck is this? It's like a singlet but with full sleeves.
Yeah, I quite like it.
I distinctly remember the crowd shouting Power Ranger at him during his first ever match. But they saw something.
Yeah.
Because they put that belt on him.
They put the belt on him. They gave him his own entrance. He came out with pyro. They were really high on him.
Yeah, but we just got to see if Matt Hardy can take the US title off him.
Where did he come from?
I don't know. Not anywhere that I know of. I know after this he went to New Japan for a while. But I don't know what he did beforehand.
Because it would have been FCW, wouldn't it? The developmental...
More than likely. Or OVW. It depends on the time.
Yeah. One of those.
JBL also says that MVP is better than you, and I couldn't help but go, and you know it.
This annoyed me. Bounces off the ropes. No balling.
No. I think he did that when he wasn't champion.
Oh, it's why he did the
that's why he does that across because he's got the belt.
Okay. Charles Robinson very camply putting the belt up.
Yeah. Twirling it in his hands almost.
He always looks bored, Charles Robinson.
Yeah.
What you're seeing now is two contrasting styles, they say. They've not touched each other yet.
How would you define their styles? I mean, Matt Hardy, it's pretty self-explanatory if you know anything about the Hardy Boys, but what's MVP's style? Exactly.
Power Ranger, apparently.
Yes.
How did Power Rangers morph? Was it rings?
You're asking the wrong person.
Well, they had the medallions.
They had so many things.
I used to love the film when I was a kid. Was it 1990 it came out, or 1999?
Yeah, Power Rangers was not my thing as a kid.
Oh, I loved it.
You were asking the wrong person.
Loved it, man. I mean, it was shit. I've gone back and watched it since, and it is shit. But it was great.
The only thing I know about Power Rangers is that people absolutely love the Green Ranger and his whole fucking storyline. That's all I know.
Oh, okay.
Anybody who's watching who knows what I'm talking about, they'll agree.
What, like the new Power Rangers?
I don't even know which one.
Is that the one with the guy from Stranger Things in?
No.
Is it
Definitely
Billy?
The originals, I think.
Okay.
I know the character's name in Power Rangers was Tommy. That's all I know.
Tommy wasn't the green one, was he?
I think so. And then he went evil.
Evil Tommy?
Apparently.
Right, okay. So which one was the guy from Stranger Things in?
Which guy from Stranger Things?
Billy.
Oh, Dacre Montgomery.
Yeah.
Mr. Handsome.
God, he's handsome,
He's very handsome. I don't know.
Okay. He was in the new one with Bryan Cranston, wasn't he?
Was he? Bryan Cranston was in that.
He was Zordon. No, different film.
That's
Different film.
That's Zoltan.
Zoltan. Was that the wrong way? Was it that way?
Yeah, you had it.
Oh, that way.
Let's not do this again. Not this gang signs bollocks from last time.
Anyway, we're just chatting about films. MVP versus Matt Hardy's going on.
Don't forget, folks, this is the Headlock Talkover podcast where we like wrestling and we talk about wrestling.
Matt Hardy's trousers are green, like the Green Power Ranger, aren't they? They got these little hooks on. I didn't notice that first. Like, what's that all about?
I have no idea. Maybe he's into bondage.
Is that because he's extreme?
So extreme.
What's more extreme than rings on your trousers? Speaking of extreme, he catches his foot when he does the crossbody, and he comes down like head first.
Almost Sasha Banks'd himself.
Oof. I was going to say almost leeted himself, but let's not get into that.
That's the other way round as well. She always moonsault.
Has that already happened at this point?
What? Sorry.
Edge and
2 years after.
When is this?
2007.
Bloody hell.
Last episode was 2005.
I told you I'm so bad with numbers and dates and MVP looked at Charles Robinson and go, "Is he tapping? No,
you're holding his hands."
It's just Charles Robinson going,
No,
he's not.
What do you think? You're touching him.
Bradshaw's really struggling to talk, isn't he?
Just this time?
Here specifically.
All the time.
Yeah.
We're in prime Maggle territory here.
These headbutts look stiff as well. MVP's sort of getting him on the shoulder, but Matt's getting him like in the head.
Yeah.
A little bit of miscommunication there, I think.
Just a bit.
They got away with it. The old float over like Barry Windham.
They mentioned a lot of old wrestlers in this show.
Yeah.
Because they talk about that belt, I think.
Yeah, they start going through the lineage, don't they?
I think it's because Matt's never held a singles title that wasn't the Cruiserweight Championship at this point. And obviously MVP's still relatively new to the company. So they're really upping the prestige of the belt to make it seem like they're more important.
Right, okay.
MVP pulling out Matt Hardy's legs while he's on the second rope, and he hits hard.
It looked pretty safe, but it shows it a few times,
sounds
doesn't
good,
it?
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see him flaring the arms to make that noise.
Look at that absolutely savage drop toe hold. And then just doesn't follow it up. It's really weird.
He's thinking of what to do.
I think that kick he just did when he's like on all fours, JBL talks about it quite a lot, so I don't know if that's a move that they were trying to get over. Or...
Possibly.
But he does have that shit finisher, doesn't he?
The Playmaker.
God, I don't think it's ever looked good, but it looks particularly bad in this match.
Yeah. Randy Orton did it before him, though. That might be why.
The overdrive.
That's what he called it.
And I don't know what's going on in this submission, but...
It's like an octopus stretch, but, like, not.
It just looks like an aggressive cuddle.
I don't know. He's pulling those arms back behind him. Just bites MVP's thigh to get out of it.
Weird MVP chant going on. What is that strip across his nose? Is that like to help you breathe?
I'm assuming so, yeah.
Like sort of pull your nostrils.
It must be
apart.
asthmatic or something, I'm not sure.
Or is it to play up on the
basketball gimmick?
Or just MVP, like most valuable player. Maybe that's what all this is.
Yeah, I guess so. That's why he does that weird bouncing off the ring before the free throw thing.
Is his actual name Montel Vontavious Porter?
I'll bet you £20 it's not. Oh, okay. This is on camera.
I didn't say I'd bet. I'm not betting.
That was an aggressive grabbing
I
of
know,
the phone.
I wanted to...
Right! I'll show you.
Whoa! It's not at all.
Hassan Hamid Assad. Born Alvin Burke Jr.
Fair enough. This superplex... Oh, man. MVP lands right on the back of his head.
You can tell because he reacts accordingly.
Oh, I think it shows it again. I think he pops his hips too much.
Yeah.
And when he goes, like he really pushes when he goes back.
You can tell he does because his feet hit the mat first.
So it's like over-angled almost.
Yeah. Obviously, when that happens, you're just going to come down like further on your top half.
Yeah. Look how shiny his shoes are.
Very shiny. JBL's talking about Machiavellian.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
Who the fuck do you think you are, JBL?
I just zone him out, to be honest.
Yeah, I tune in for the odd maggle.
That looked rough as well.
Yeah, so Matt Hardy tries to counter a back suplex from the top rope, lands on MVP and doesn't land well.
No, he looks like he lands all of his weight. Because he's misaligned, isn't he, to protect himself when he falls. And he comes down like at a weird angle as well. It looks like he puts his hands out and sort of pushes himself off to the side.
Sure knocked the wind out of him, that's for sure.
I mean, if anyone's going to know how to fall from a great height safely while protecting someone...
He's number 2 behind his brother.
Yeah, that's it.
Except maybe Shane. That man knew how to jump off stuff.
He did. I did say while protecting other people, though.
That's a good point.
I think a lot of people said they hated taking punches or anything off Shane just because... There's that really famous story, was it? That Jericho potatoed him in the ring and just went, calm down. And no one else would because he's the boss's son.
Yeah. But Jericho don't give a fuck.
Jericho does not care. This is a long way to go for a leg drop.
Hits it, though.
Yeah.
Fair play to him.
Fair play. Weird kicks him, so he just kicks him right back.
MVP just no-sells the kick to the stomach.
Side effects a weird looking move, isn't it?
We talked about it on the SummerSlam episode, how Matt just walks funny and he's had to have surgery, I think, on his hips a few times. With his moveset, are you surprised?
He lands on his ass for everything.
The side effect, the twist of fate, the leg drop.
It's weird.
And he keeps doing it. I think he's still doing it in TNA.
It just goes to show what these people put their bodies through just to entertain us.
Yeah.
And I love it. What does it say on MVP's sleeve? I just noticed. I just saw the word this.
This right, I think. It begins with an R, that's for sure. Yeah, MVP used the haluva kick, apparently, as a signature move.
I think I remember that. He called it the drive-by.
Apparently it's just called the big boot, according to commentary.
Oof, that punch.
Because the drive-by was Roman's move.
This is before Roman.
Exactly.
Jesus.
Yeah, that went wrong too. Matt was supposed to stay in the corner and he did not. So he walked into that boot.
I mean, it looked good, whatever it was. But this is the crap playmaker, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that kick genuinely fucked him up.
Yeah.
Just like SummerSlam as well. That's twice we've done that in very quick succession. Because you see Matt after and he looks out of it.
Protect the... Oh, I'm trying to read his sleeve. Do it with your left hand. Protect this
ring, I guess.
Here he is.
Dusty. This might be the worst Dusty promo we've seen so far as well.
It's not great, is it? It goes on a little bit too long. I think as well, yeah.
He kind of loses himself in the words.
The young random. But so this is one of the reasons I wanted to watch it. Is this? It's not the last time you see Dusty on TV.
No.
But it's his last match ever.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it will play into things that are coming up in IRL with Orton and Cody. What is he talking about? Knees? Your back crack, your liver quiver, and your knees.
Squeeze. Freeze, that was it. Freeze, he said.
Right, okay.
And then he talks about a dog at the end. Right?
I can't remember what he...
Cows, that was it.
That's it.
So we got the Cruiserweight Open. 5 competitors join the ring. One of them walks out as Cruiserweight champion.
Jimmy Wang Yang.
I love Jimmy Wang Yang.
What a gimmick this was. He's Asian and he's a cowboy. Unbelievable.
And apparently he was also Elvis.
Yeah, you don't remember that, do you?
Thanks for reminding me of that one earlier today. Shannon Moore. Forgot he existed.
He was a thing, wasn't
he? He was aligned a lot with Matt Hardy, wasn't he?
Yeah. From Japan. Come on.
It's that time where they didn't give a shit about Japanese wrestling.
No. Jamie Noble, man, should have deserved so much more.
Hey, he was one half of J&J Security, man.
We need to get you watching some old Ring of Honor stuff.
We haven't done a Ring of Honor show yet, so I agree 100%.
Ooh, Chavo! Oh, such a good way to start a theme. And it's like menacing Latina music as well. God, he walks just like Eddie, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Funny that. Seeing as their uncle and nephew?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we're also in Southern California here, so you're near the Mexican border. Also, fun fact, because of where this is from, very good chance Bailey's in that crowd. Because it's in her hometown.
How old would she be in this?
About 17, I guess.
Oh, God's sake.
I'm guessing she would have been a teenager.
Yeah.
Depends how old she is now, because I don't know the answer to that, but this is 17 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Ah. I love a bit of foreshadowing, don't you, Jack?
Yeah, I don't understand what that was. Like, Hornswoggle gets in the ring and then just runs to the other side. I think it's to... JBL says it after the match, doesn't he? Because, like, spoiler alert, Hornswoggle wins.
Yeah.
They say the only reason he's in the match is because he was in the ring when the bell rang.
I didn't think of that the first time I watched it, but yeah, as soon as you started that sentence, I realised what you were going to say. And
yeah. I mean, look at the people in this match. Hornswoggle walks out the winner.
I think everyone in this match was Cruiserweight champion at one point or another, though.
Ooh, I'm not sure about Jimmy Wang Yang.
I feel like he was.
Or Shannon Moore.
I'm sure Shannon was.
Or Jamie. Did any of them win it?
Jamie 100% was Cruiserweight champion.
It should have been.
I think if you did with Paul London a bit for it.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're around that time as well, actually. Paul London and Brian Kendrick are around SmackDown at this point as well.
JBL and Michael Cole arguing. Michael Cole mentions his wife, and JBL laughs.
Yeah,
and
I thought your wife was a man.
Yeah, well done. Yeah, good one, you prick.
Yes, Michael Cole is gay. Well done.
Gay jokes. Ha 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 ha.
God love the mid-2000s.
Fuck you, JBL. Just fuck off.
Do you want to double check that Cruiserweight thing? I reckon everyone in this match has been Cruiserweight champion. All 6 of them.
Right, okay. Before I look it up, I will just tell you this. When Hornswoggle wins this, he's the last person to ever hold it.
Yeah, I know that.
which is mad. Which is mad.
Yeah, Jimmy's the only one that is a question mark, but I still feel like he won it.
I can't remember Shannon Moore holding it, you know.
I feel like he did. Because I think he won it. He aligned himself with Matt Hardy at one point. And I think they both had those belts.
Shannon Moore did, yeah, because he was one of his followers of Matitude,
V1,
was it?
Nah.
Yeah. And didn't he call his fans morons?
Oh, yeah, he did. I forgot about that. Morons.
I mean, if you were a fan of Shannon Moore, then you're a moron.
Reigns. Not Roman. Cruiserweight Championship Reigns. I think we go backwards. That'd probably be smarter. Otherwise, we're going to be in Malenko, Dragon, Mysterio territory.
Right, okay, here we go. Hornswoggle, Chavo, Helms,
Cash, Juventud. Around that time. Nunzio, Paul London, Chavo Guerrero, Funaki.
Funaki we got. Chavo Classic held it. Jacqueline.
Jamie Noble. Oh, God, you're right. Okay, now. Shut my mouth. Elix Skipper. Yeah.
I said, well, yeah, we're in WCW now. Oh, Shannon Moore might have held it in WCW, actually. Medusa!
I love it. That still doesn't mean Jimmy Wang Yang won the bloody thing. Jericho, yeah. No.
So Jericho and... Jericho.
Moore and Wang Yang weren't ever champion.
But Hornswoggle was...
See, I always remember this, the belt being like hot potatoed constantly.
Yeah, I see, to me, it seems like one of those belts that they forgot existed.
Yeah, so I think they normally would just have it change hands on random SmackDown episodes. That's how I remember it. Hell of an enziguri by Funaki.
Yeah. Wonder what all these guys are up to now.
Well, we know what Chavo's doing now.
Yeah. Oh, Funaki's part of the
Japanese commentary team for WWE. Jamie Noble's probably still backstage.
Yeah, he's a producer,
WWE.
isn't he?
Shannon Moore and Jimmy Wang Yang, not a clue. And Hornswoggle is retired and doing podcast interviews every now and then.
Doesn't Shannon Moore own a tattoo shop?
Wouldn't surprise me.
Because his whole gimmick in TNA was I've got tattoos.
How unique.
I
in
think
a company where Tyson Tomko existed.
Right, it's just testing my memory. He was in a tag team called Ink Inc., as in Ink Incorporated, with a guy called Jesse Neal, who had tribal tattoos all over his arms.
Right.
Sick. Sick, man. I got tribal tattoos on my head. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Nothing wrong with tribal tattoos. There is something wrong with Ink Inc.
Yeah. He operates a tattoo shop called Gas Chamber Inc. He has a total of 3 piercings.
Wow. That's as many as I have.
Mental.
What about your Wang Yang? What's he doing now?
I've put it away now.
Oh.
I've put my Wang Yang away.
Well done, sir. Well done. You're putting little Jimmy away. Well done.
Come on, Jimmy! Someone from the crowd. Perfect.
He was always over, wasn't he? And he never got his chance.
I don't think Jamie Noble quite grasped how close they were to the turnbuckle, because when they do the Tower of Doom, he has to scrunch up a bit to make room.
I think he hits the back of his head on Chavo's pubic bone, which is going to fucking hurt. Oh, here he comes. Hornswoggle up on the top. Frog splash onto Jamie Noble. The ref's paused, but he counts the 3.
So he couldn't... Could he talk at this point? I don't
No,
think
he wasn't.
could he?
He was still being called a leprechaun.
Didn't he? He debuted as Little Bastard, didn't he?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, Little Bastard.
And he was with Finlay.
Yeah, I think he still is at this point. I didn't hear that the first time
He's
round.
the shortest champion since Taz.
Probably right.
It's a good line.
I love the fact that they keep questioning whether he's a cruiserweight. Of course he's a cruiserweight. He's not 206 pounds.
Imagine being one of the people in that match.
I don't know. I would have thought it'd be fun. They get paid either way.
Yeah, true.
And there's Lillian Garcia in her Great American Bash top.
This is horrible.
How sad does this make you?
Oh, just...
You know that they had no choice. You have to know that. Sandman comes out to the most generic guitar track you could possibly imagine.
They still have him come out through the crowd, which I don't understand. Because they're almost like him going, oh, he came out through the crowd in ECW. That's why he's over. No, the song was over. Because that was the whole thing. He came out and his entrance was longer than the match. It was more over than him. And that's what worked.
The difference is, one of those things is free.
Yeah.
That's the answer. Sandman isn't worth licensing a Metallica
He just puts
song.
his hand on the security guard's head to help himself up.
But no, Sandman, it wasn't worth the investment of licensing a Metallica song.
No. Sandman swallows. There's a sign there.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Well done. And you know what? I bet he does, because he's a gentleman. What am I talking about?
I don't know. I imagine they wrote that sign because Sandman Sucks just didn't quite have enough of an edge to it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I get it. And Stumble's getting in the ring. Perfect. Yep. Sandman in WWE just seems weird to me now.
Yeah.
He's not bleeding when he's in the ring for a start.
Did you also not realise what the commentators say as he's walking around? They're like, he seems unusually focused, very level-headed this evening.
Yeah.
Genuinely forgot who Sandman faced before starting this. And it's an interesting pairing because it's Carlito.
Yeah, probably one of the best workers they had on the roster.
Yeah, but I think this is early Carlito where he was still a bit of an asshole.
Speaking of early Carlito, is he even aged?
Not really. Just cut his hair a bit.
Yeah. I mean, he's still really cool.
So cool. I mean, he's Judgment Day cool now. But yeah, he was quite quite up himself in his early days in the WWE. That's why Ric Flair had a go at him on camera.
I mean, he comes from a really famous wrestling family.
Is he part of the Colon family?
Yes.
Making sure. I was making sure.
I never understood his catchphrase. Like, it's not like he spits in your face if you're not cool. He spits in your face if you don't want to be cool. Like, so do you want to be cool? I do. Okay, I won't spit in your face.
You're not cool, but you've avoided a spitting.
But you want to be, so I'll let you off.
Do you think that's why Sandman swallows? Because Carlito spits? That might have been deliberate as well from the fan who wrote the sign.
You might be onto something.
They both suck, but Carlito spits and Sandman swallows. Wrestling's fun, isn't it?
Wrestling is so fun. Definitely not childish humour at all.
Not with Vince McMahon at the helm.
God, Carlito really hits the deck, doesn't he, when he falls?
He's a good worker, like you said.
That pole is fucking high, isn't it?
Yep.
It's when he reaches it for the first time and he's on the top turnbuckle and he reaches and he's like nowhere near it. And it's like oh, it's really high.
Who tested that?
Carly?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You want to convince Great Carly to get up on the top rope? I don't fucking think so. For his sake and yours.
Yeah, absolutely not.
If he doesn't kill himself, he'll kill you.
Yeah.
That was a weird Irish whip from Sandman. Did he always do that?
Yeah, he kind of did.
So during the Irish whip, he kind of lies down.
He just falls backwards and... I mean, he never worked. Sandman.
No, he probably learned quite a lot in his time in the WWE.
Hell of a dropkick from Carlito.
Oh, yeah. He's always had a beautiful dropkick, Carlito.
But yeah, he works really hard here with Sandman. Sandman's tattoo as well. He's just the worst.
Well, the barbed wire?
No, so his pose was he used to have the kendo stick and hold it above his head.
Now.
But like just here, he's got a picture of himself holding the kendo stick. And I like to imagine on the tattoo's arm, there's a tattoo of him.
Oh, God. It goes on forever.
And it does that thing where it just keeps zooming in over and over. You just see Sandman going.
Oh, Carlito's up, but Sandman catches him. No one gets the pole yet. We haven't pointed out that this is a Singapore cane on a pole match. What's the difference between a Singapore cane and a kendo stick? I don't think there is one.
Yeah. Depends who's commentating and who says it, don't it?
I guess so, but Lillian said so it must be true.
Yeah. Lillian's never steered us wrong.
The only thing I can think is because that's just what Sandman called it in ECW.
Yeah, I think so.
There's a kendo stick in WWE, but a Singapore cane in ECW.
Yeah, they used to do things to deliberately try and distance themselves from
understandably
from
so.
the others. Kiss Sandman. Oh! Yeah, running's hard.
When you've been in ECW for as long as he has, yes, I'm sure it is.
What's the Sandman got in his pocket? A rag?
Yeah, it's a rag. There's no other word to describe it. It's a rag. A very neatly folded rag, but a rag nonetheless.
What was that move even supposed to be? Just springboards backwards and lands on his ass.
The cutter?
Oh, Cody cutter?
Yeah. Or the os cutter. There you go. So the Sandman gets up to the top rope, but he's nowhere near it, so he has to straddle the pole to be able to get the cane.
Jumps down and starts selling his knee.
Yeah. Swings, misses, Carlito hits the backstabber. And that's 1, 2, 3. An ECW match with no weapon violence.
Weird.
Sandman's bleeding now, somehow. How the fuck did that happen? Did he just blade for the sake of it after the match?
Where was he bleeding from?
From his forehead.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, because he takes a backstabber, doesn't he?
Yeah.
He doesn't even hit himself in the head or anything.
Yeah.
Oh, he has. He's got a little cut on his head.
Isn't that weird?
Maybe it's like just a weeping sore.
Yeah, possibly. So, Todd Gresham is backstage with Randy Orton ahead of his match with Dusty Rhodes.
His promos have come a long way, haven't they?
Just a bit.
This is a cool little thing he says.
Yeah, it is.
Today is Shawn Michaels' birthday. Did you know that? Because Shawn Michaels doesn't.
Because I punted him.
It's savage, isn't it? But this was a good gimmick, though. Legend Killer.
Oh, yeah.
It's a good way to get a young guy over.
Well, you're convinced someone's going to adopt it pretty soon, so...
Maybe. No.
We'll see. Oh, look, it's Melina. What are the poses she's doing?
Power Ranger poses.
That's exactly what it is.
If they wanted to turn her heel, they had such a golden opportunity just to have her get in the ring.
Yeah. I feel like she might have done it once or twice.
When she gets in the ring, like, there's a massive pop, but it's considerably low in pitch.
Yeah.
It's just all... Look at the King.
Yeah, I have that written down here.
Horrible.
King's face during Melina's entrance. That's what I've written down.
Horrible.
It's just there like... Oh.
So, I don't remember Candice Michelle at all.
Do you not?
I don't remember her at all.
I certainly do.
And what is this mad Destiny's Child rip-off theme she's coming out to?
Very similar to Michelle McCool's theme.
Oh, I can't think while this music's playing.
Yeah.
So she's a Tough Enough winner.
I don't think she won.
Or Diva Search winner.
Yeah, she wasn't a winner, I don't think. But she was in the Diva Search. There was only ever one Diva Search, if I remember rightly.
And it was Christy Hemme, the winner.
Yeah.
Yes.
Maria was also in that Diva Search.
Right, okay. Still involved in wrestling to this day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, she married one, so it's always a good way to stay in the business.
Yeah. Famously dated CM Punk as well.
Did she?
She did. Talk about lose face. Look at Melina.
Yeah, because Candice was one of the ones who... I mean, the fact she was in the Diva Search tells you everything you need to know, really.
I mean, she's not bad.
No, not at all.
She's not bad in this. And I don't know if I'm remembering this wrong just because she's in the ring with Candice Michelle, but Melina's pretty decent.
Yeah, I remember Melina being good. We've seen worse women's matches on the show.
Yeah.
There was that one TNA match with Gail Kim and Miss Jackie. Jackie Moore?
Yeah.
Was it Jackie Moore?
Jacqueline, yeah.
Yeah.
There was crap. And if Gail Kim can't get a good match out of you, is that the one where she completely woofs the crossbody off the top of the cage? Yeah.
And still gets the pin.
Crossbody's her hair.
Yeah. That's former Cruiserweight champion Jacqueline you're talking about.
Oh, you're right, yeah. And I would bet good money she held the hardcore title as well.
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
So one thing about women's matches at this time, I know we've just come off watching NXT Respect.
Mm-hmm.
Just the commentary, it's almost unlistenable.
It is
at
day
this
and
point.
night, isn't it? Even JR gets in a little bit, and that's,
Like,
that feels weird.
They're not talking about the moves like you would in a men's match. You're not putting over how athletic they are or how good they are. It's just the King going, tits! And it's just, for God's sake. Like, I bet if the camera was to pan to him, he'd be there like, and it's horrible. It's just revolting.
Yeah.
And I don't use that word lightly.
Mm-mm.
Or at all.
You have now.
I have now.
First time for everything.
But no, it's not the worst Divas match I'd ever...
But the division's gone a long way since this.
Yeah.
And this is before you had the Divas Championship. It was actually the Women's Championship with the relatively good design on it.
That scream when Melina does the double knees is like more over than the move itself, I think.
Yeah. And we go back to our first episode where she screams her lungs out for most of the match.
Yeah. It makes you wonder, like, because Melina comes across in this as a really good worker. It's if she was around sort of now, because a lot of the people that were like sort of ahead of their time had no one to work with really, so you never sort of saw how good they actually were. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense.
Like people like Medusa.
Yeah, of course.
just had no one to work with, so they went to Japan and had absolutely like stellar matches over there.
Who would you put her in line with of the modern day roster, like a Carmella or Chelsea Green?
What Sorry, what do you mean?
Like I believe her as a performer, like overall, she's sort of in that realm, right?
She's serviceable, yeah. She's better than most of the women at this time because they weren't employed for their wrestling ability, were
Very
they?
true.
And she's like, but yeah, where would you put her? Would you put her in there with like a Charlotte?
No,
or
I would.
would you?
No, I don't think so. Like the horsewomen and that, they're a different breed. Yeah, we've discussed it before, and Finlay is the one that sort of taught women to fight like women.
Yeah. Well, no, just wrestle.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say there's any teaching. You need to wrestle like a woman. Just wrestle.
Exactly.
Just go out there and wrestle.
And this is before that was being taught.
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of chalk and cheese. Like Melina, you can tell she's a good worker, but she hasn't got that those teachings already ingrained. So I think it is difficult to sort of plonk her in the middle of the current women's division. I expect her to adapt completely.
You could have put her in there with like who was good at this time? Gail Kim.
Yeah. She might have done at one point.
Oh.
With Gail Kim switching between the two companies, there's a very good chance they faced each other.
That's it, yeah. Gail Kim's career is... If she'd have stayed in one place, I think her sort of legacy would be incredible. But I think she sort of hurt herself by switching so much between the two different
I think
brands.
it's because she constantly felt disrespected, though.
Yeah. It's because she was so ahead of her time.
Yeah. She wasn't wrong in the way that she thought women's wrestling should be, but unfortunately it was to her detriment.
She just came 10 years too early.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we said it in the TNA episode. Like, she doesn't, when you watch her, and I mean this in a good way, she doesn't wrestle like a woman.
Yeah.
Like, she just wrestles. And it's especially around that time, it's weird to see. Speaking of weird to see, what is this finisher?
Apparently she calls it the candy wrapper. It's a standing bulldog, and it ends the match.
It looks like an unprettier, and then she just stops that bit and then goes, oh, it's a bulldog.
Yeah, I think the unprettier part was countered. I think it was going to be an unprettier. Sign there saying, hard work pays off, Candice. Okay.
So is that unpretty a bit?
Yeah, I think it was a separate move. No, I don't think so. I think it was separate.
So it's just a bulldog?
Yeah, just a standing bulldog. All the men got their hands out for Candice to slap it.
I don't know. I think that's part of the setup.
Weird if it is. It's like, it's a Stratusfaction, but worse, isn't it?
Speaking of people that were ahead of their time, Trish Stratus.
It's fine. We're going to bring you right back to the current time because we're backstage with Matt and Jeff Hardy, and who should join them but one Candice Michelle.
So Matt telling Jeff to stay focused, and all of a sudden Candice Michelle walks in and just starts pouring water on herself. Like, what? I wrote in my notes, what the actual fuck is happening right now?
And the worst part is, it goes on for way too long.
It's so uncomfortably long. Doesn't someone else? Oh, I remember.
I don't remember. Oh, yeah, I do. Yeah, Matt, Jeff, and Candice are not the only people in this segment. There's one more.
It's just... Their faces are just...
Yeah.
Matt especially is so animated, look.
Yeah, look at the eyebrows.
It's still going on.
They've got to focus. They can't get distracted.
But it goes nowhere.
No, it's just a joke.
It's just...
That's the joke. And it goes on for 90 seconds.
Is that how long it goes on for?
It feels like 90 seconds is about right. It's about 70 seconds longer than it should be.
It's just... We were talking about women's wrestling being taken seriously. That's the champ.
Yeah.
Go backstage and get yourself all nice and wet.
And the music doesn't help.
Here he is.
It's Ron Simmons. I wonder what he has to say.
I like the fact he just looks at both of the Hardy Boys and they go,
yeah. And give us a signature damn, but with an inflection. Like, damn.
right. Is that why Jeff's walking like that?
Yeah, he's walking funny, all right. For good reason.
Good job he's got those tissues in his pocket as well.
Oh, no, he throws this into the crowd. They're no good to him now.
Oh, someone in the crowd. Oh, no one there.
Oh, my God.
They're all wet. Oh, that was Candice. Oh, right, that's fine then. That's fine.
Stop talking.
She's thirsty for Jeff.
Who isn't?
Get her a bottle of water as well. Just imagine that the Hardy Boys gimmick now. It's just giving girls bottles of water.
Yep, there you go. Ooh. Throwing his tissues into the crowd. I hope she caught them.
Yeah, she's fighting someone right now to catch them. Like, some little kid. You just fucking get them. They're mine. They're my crusty tissues. It's so hot here. It's like frying my brain a little bit.
That's a new low for us. Oh, yeah. He's facing Umaga, isn't he? That's why we're here.
I don't remember Umaga with that belt either.
Not only do I remember him with that belt, I remember who beat him for that belt.
Who?
Santino Marella.
So in the previous match, we were speaking of people ahead of their time. Watching this, I mean, I always liked Umaga, but I got such an appreciation for him after watching this. He's so good.
I think he's still quite young here, so he's got that athleticism.
Well, I can tell you this. He is 34 here.
Wow, okay.
34. He died 2 years after this. He was 36 when he died.
That's ridiculous. I thought he was way younger than that.
No, that's... I mean, he'd still be wrestling now.
He could very well be. He'd be 51, mind. But...
yeah, he'd still be wrestling, I think. He'd probably be part of the bloodline now.
That's a good point. He would.
But everyone speaks so highly of him as a worker and as like a person. I mean, even now, people compare him to Umaga. Like Jacob Fatu, everyone keeps saying he's the second coming of Umaga. Everybody said it about Solo. Solo uses the spike.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of the Samoans, I mean, I might be wrong in this, but popularized like the hip attack in the corner.
Yeah.
But not just did it, like really fucking threw himself into it.
Oh, yeah. I think he does hit it on Jeff at one point in this match. And yeah, it don't look pretty.
One of the best Samoan drops.
Yeah.
Ever.
Picks Jeff up like he's nothing.
Yeah. He did it in bigger matches where he just threw them in the air, caught them and did it. Like,
I think he did that to Cena once.
Jacob does it now. He did it on Ciampa, didn't he?
Yeah, one of the two members of DIY. But they do. They're quite small, both of them. They're less than 200 pounds.
I like the way Jacob does it because he does it and then he carries on rolling backwards.
Yeah, when he lands on his feet almost.
Yeah, and it's just like, oh. So this is a weird little coincidence thing that I found. On the day that Umaga died, that was the same day the Usos signed their developmental contracts.
Really? Wow. That's a hell of a day for him.
Yeah. Imagine that date's very bittersweet. Jay's got a Umaga tattoo. Like on his shin, he's got like Umaga's face.
Is it the same one that's on Umaga's tights right now?
I think it is, you know. Because he spoke English as Umaga like once, didn't he?
I don't remember him doing that at all.
And I swear it was against Jeff. Actually, thinking about it,
it's also weird is that I think we're post Armando Alejandro Estrada because that was the start of Umaga, but he was still champion, I believe, while he was his manager. So I'm not quite sure of the timeline there. Because we're going back to the Santino Marella thing. I'll always remember it because it was very unique in that they pulled Santino from the crowd.
Oh, he won in his debut,
his first ever match. I think Raw was in Italy.
Right, okay.
And they're like, okay, who wants to come and face Umaga? And then Santino stepped up and Lashley interfered and Santino won. Ending quite a long reign, if I remember. It was like 200 odd days.
I wonder if this is close to Umaga being released then.
Oh, I forgot he was released.
Because this is 2 years before he passes.
Yeah.
And he wasn't employed when he passed. But you can see the family resemblance, can't 100%. You? Like, he looks just like Roman. And I don't know where in the family tree he falls with Roman. I think he's Rikishi's brother.
Okay, so where's Rikishi in relation to Roman? Because we established Rosie as Roman's brother.
So, oh God.
Yeah, what a family tree.
Yeah. So the Wild Samoans were Afa and Sika.
Yep.
Sika is Roman's dad.
And thus Rosie's dad.
So maybe Afa is Rikishi Umaga's dad? Would that make them uncle, nephew?
That would make them cousins.
Yeah.
First cousins.
Because the Usos are Roman's cousins, aren't they?
Yes, but I don't know how. We're going to have to just get a picture and print it out just of the Anoa'i family tree.
Yeah.
It's going to be worth its weight in gold as time goes on.
Yeah, we'll get it off and we'll put it in here somewhere. I'm sure my wife will love it. Why have you took all my pictures down? What's this family tree?
Don't worry about that.
She won't mind if I say it's to do with Roman Reigns. She'll go, okay, keep it up, it's fine.
So they do a really good job here of making Jeff look like a tough bastard in withstanding all of the onslaught that Umaga gives him. And I think this might have been the first signs where he could have been world champion.
Jeff?
Yeah. Because Umaga never was.
No. This was the only belt he ever... As Umaga, anyway.
Yeah. You've just reminded me of something, a quiz thing I wanna ask you, but I want you to look up Umaga first.
I was looking at the family tree.
Yeah, let's find that family tree. I swear it's on Wikipedia somewhere.
Okay, right, here we go. His mother was the sister of Afa from the Wild Samoans. He had 2 older brothers. One of them is Rikishi, so he's Rikishi's brother. Right, okay. He's the uncle of the Usos, but he's Roman Reigns' cousin.
Cool. We got it right then. Just the wrong sibling of Sika.
Yeah, mad. That spinning slam he did always looks so good.
So good. So the quiz question I have for you. There have only ever been 3 WWE superstars who have held world championships and no other belts. Can you figure out the 3? And I'll give you a clue. One of them is on this card.
When you say no other belts, I assume
they won no other belts.
So that includes tag belts.
Yep, no belts.
On this card?
They're on this card.
Okay. One of them is on this card.
One of them is on this card, yes.
Dusty?
No. Dusty was... I don't think Dusty ever held a belt in the WWE.
Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot.
There is
WWF
included in that as well, but yeah, I don't think Dusty ever did.
Carly
is the one that's on this card. He only ever won that World Heavyweight Championship and no other belts.
Yeah, I can't see him with the Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, it doesn't seem right, does it? Jeff Hardy with a lovely crossbody to the outside onto Umaga, finally getting the upper hand.
Was his hair always this long? His hair looks really long.
Yeah, it's always been long. It's normally a different colour. It's normally like pink or blue or something. That might be why.
But it's like down his back.
It always looks good during the Swanton Bomb. That's why.
When you say heavyweight,
they won a world championship.
And
no other belts.
Is that in WWE or WWF/E?
Both. Yeah, F/E.
So if I say Bruno Sammartino. He was a tag champ, actually. No? Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of world champions around that time won mid-card belts.
Yeah, they did.
Like I said, there's only 3, and Carly's one of them.
Leave it with me.
Yeah?
I'll have a think. I'll try and get it by the end of the card.
If you need a clue, just ask.
Hogan.
Nope. I'm pretty sure he was IC champion at one point.
Oh, I don't remember.
Or tag team. No, tag team champion.
Oh,
Savage.
of course he was. Wasn't he a tag champ with Edge?
Yes.
Jeff always does the whisper in the wind in like slow motion, and I don't understand. I don't know if it's the way he like spins when he does it, but it always looks really strange. Austin.
Nope. He was US champion. He was tag champ with Triple H as well, I think.
Oh, yeah. They were the... can't remember.
Two-man power trip, that was it.
Two-man power trip.
Jeff hits the swanton. It's the pin. 1, 2. Not enough.
Is that the first time someone's kicked out of it?
Possibly.
Yeah, Jeff's really struggling with his hair, isn't he?
Yeah. Lovely super kick from Umaga. There it is.
That's the hip attack. I mean, he didn't even get a run-up.
He was halfway across the ring. And the spike. That ended quick.
Did he always count in Samoan as well?
I didn't notice that.
It's such a cool detail.
I've never known him counting in Samoan.
He shouts as the ref counts. I love the fact that he just puts the belt on him as well, just to go, it's mine.
Yeah. Really cool.
And the ref doesn't raise his hand at all.
I think he had a history of forcing his hand down if it was held up.
See, there you go. He counts in Samoan.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
And that belt in the teeth, doing his pose, such a good look.
There's a reason people have done it since.
Especially for someone that's supposed to be like a wild savage.
Now we've got our ECW World Title match. Our first appearances from Styles and Taz.
So this isn't long after he changed his name
to John Morrison.
Yeah.
They do point that out in commentary.
You can see why he picked John Morrison, because he looks just like Jim Morrison.
He does.
And it's ridiculous. Because he was Johnny Nitro first, because he debuted as Eric Bischoff's lackey, didn't he?
Did he? I don't remember that.
That's why he's called Johnny Nitro.
I just remember Eminem.
Yeah, Johnny Nitro was WCW Nitro was after, and he came out to the Nitro theme as well.
Right. Is that why he kept that going throughout his career?
It must have been. Actually, I've never really thought of that. Yeah, it probably is.
It was Johnny TV, Johnny Elite, Johnny Impact.
So I remember hearing Punk talk about this match. It got cut. The time got cut.
Right.
Just before they went out. And Punk was never happy with it because they tried to still fit everything in that they were going to do.
So it was quite rushed.
But they just crammed it all in.
Yeah.
If I remember, I don't think you can tell.
No, I don't remember noticing it feeling rushed. He was still really popular even back then.
I think it was... All those stories had come out about how Paul Heyman really wanted to push him.
Yeah.
And, Vince and whoever didn't want to push him. And I think immediately you identify with someone like that.
Definitely.
And that's what... they had no choice. Did I say CM Punk new tattoos?
Yeah, I think so. Plus, it's always good to listen to some Kill Switch Engage.
Yeah.
I'm always happy with that. I think it's Transformers logo that they're pitching for the new tattoo.
I used to have one of the same tattoos as CM Punk.
Which one?
On his bicep, I don't know which side, he has the logo of a band called the Bouncing Souls.
Right.
And it was here, but obviously I've had it covered up since then. And I had a spider web on my elbow as well, because,
who didn't?
Here's a fun fact for you. Do you know why straight edge people put crosses on their hands?
I don't.
It is because in venues in America, when they asked for ID at the bar, if you couldn't provide any ID, they'd put crosses on your hands, so you weren't allowed to drink. So they just did it just to say, well, I don't want to drink.
Cool.
And that's where it came from.
That makes perfect sense.
It's really cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
Also, the guy that technically invented straight edge, Ian McKay, sang in a band called Minor Threat and Fugazi.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know those bands.
Yeah, he was the first one to coin straight edge. Drinks wine with his meals now.
Okay.
So there you go. We'll take that for whatever you will.
It depends what you enjoy your alcohol, or lack of alcohol in your case.
Yeah. This is non-alcoholic. I just really like Guinness. I'm still trying to think of these champions.
Let me know if you want a clue.
Yeah, go on, give us a clue. Tell us the era. What era?
One was in the 80s.
Okay.
One, their career stretched from 2002 to 2023.
Whoa, okay. I've seen that sell a few times, the monkey flip and into the 450.
Morrison loves to do that.
Taz called it a gorilla flip.
It's about right.
Yeah.
You're really struggling, aren't you?
I'm really struggling with this, yeah.
One of them I'd be surprised if you get.
It's in there. It's going to be in there.
No, the 80s one I'd be surprised if you got it. But the other one I think you should.
Because DiBiase never held it.
Nope.
Andre never held it. Or did he? Andre?
No, not Andre. I think it was tag champs with Haku.
He was! The Colossal Connection.
Oh, yeah.
Leader of the Bloodline. Andre.
Why not?
No, not Andre. That would be silly. Mark Henry.
Nope. We've seen him be European champion.
Pointless leg drop. Just the little spin into the leg drop. It just doesn't look very...
It's just capoeira stuff,
very
isn't it?
impactful at all, yeah.
Yeah, Morrison has quite a strong capoeira background, doesn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's just needlessly athletic, I think.
Yeah. Unnecessary.
Give us another clue.
The 80s won. This isn't much of a clue, but they won it from and lost it to Hulk Hogan.
Is it Yokozuna?
No.
Flair?
Nope. He won the IC title.
Oh, I can see it now. Yeah, I can see him. It was the black one, wasn't it?
No.
Was it white?
He won it in like the mid-2000s at one point.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he was IC champion one time around that point.
Oh, God. I don't know. Give me a minute. I need to stop thinking about it.
Fine.
I'm going to come back and think about it.
You'll get a clue on the recent one when you next ask for one.
Yeah. Look at Morrison's sideburns.
John or Jim?
What did I just say then?
You just said Morrison.
Oh, right, okay.
That's a Mr. Mojo Rising right there.
That is an anagram of Jim Morrison, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
Even the Mr.? Or is it just Mojo Rising?
Mojo. Yeah, it's got to be Mr.
Oh, because there's an R. Oh, no, Rising.
But that's two R's for Morrison. Mr. Mojo Rising.
God, I love the Doors. I have a picture of Jim Morrison up at my work. Because I deal with the public in my job, and they are strange. And the picture of Jim is there to remind me that people are strange. So if anything gets a bit too much, I can just touch Jim. He's right there. And
everything's okay.
Everything's fine. Yeah, looking back on this now, it does look a little bit rushed.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Styles. Oh, no!
It might be that stylistically the match is a little more appropriate for today's style.
Yeah. Luger never held the title in WWE. WWF.
If he did, it wasn't the only title he held.
Alright, okay. This is really hard.
I'd have guessed Carly in the more recent one. I would not have guessed the third one.
Okay.
This was a weird way to end the match.
Yeah, he kicks him in the knee, doesn't he?
That wouldn't end a match normally. So Punk goes for a flying nothing into the ring. Morrison catches him on the way in, and that's it. The match ends.
Just goes and picks his belt up off the floor, look.
That's his own fault for grabbing it and trying to go home with it.
Yeah, really strange ending, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Really strange. Because it kicks him in the knee, yeah.
Yeah. He just kicks him in the knee, and apparently that's enough to pin him.
Do you reckon it was supposed to be in his stomach?
I think so. Just really weird. Really weird.
Because, Punk's took his knee brace off in the ring. Knee pads off in the ring to try and sell it.
Whether it's legit or not, I do not know.
I don't know. I can't imagine he's made of glass at this point in his career. So in the 80s, it was someone that beat Hogan in WWF.
I know they lost it to Hogan 1,000,000%. Whether they beat Hogan, I feel like they did, but I can't be 100% on that.
Where are they from?
They're American.
I don't know. My mind's gone completely blank.
Okay. For the more recent example, this particular superstar won their first World Championship in 2002 and their last World Championship in 2021. That's when they won their first and last championships.
In WWE?
Yes.
Triple H?
Nope. Oh, he won it in like 99.
What the fuck? 2021?
Yep. Not many world champions around that time.
No.
One person had one belt for all of that year. In the meantime, it's time for the Texas Bull Rope match between Dusty and Randy.
I don't know, man. Just tell me.
If I tell you that the recent example lost their 2021 belt to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Sorry. Randy Orton's theme, man. Yeah, Burning my light.
Burning my light ain't going to get you very far with this question, is it? You can tell it's serious because he hasn't quite done the arm pose yet with the sparks.
Yeah. I don't know. I've gone completely blank.
You're going to kick yourself for this one.
Probably.
It's Lesnar.
Oh. I've never held a tag title or anything.
Nope. He debuted after WrestleMania 18 in 2002. He won the World Championship that SummerSlam.
Against The Rock.
And only ever won world titles from then on.
That is mad. That is mad.
And the other one, I tried to contain a laugh while you asked what country they were from. Because the time in which they won their World Championship, they kind of changed their nationality.
Was it Sergeant Slaughter?
It was Sergeant Slaughter.
Oh my God.
The only title he ever won in the WWE.
And it was as a Iraqi sympathizer gimmick. Gee, oh man, okay, fair enough.
I'd forgotten Slaughter was champion, to be honest.
Me too, to be fair.
Right, let's go for some American made, American born. What's the bloody song called?
American Dream. It's Common Man.
Common Man.
He's so effortlessly over.
All he has to do is talk. That's all it takes.
He doesn't even have to talk. Just come out with his cowboy hat pulled a little bit too low and everyone's going to cheer.
And his trousers, that'll probably fall down a bit during the match.
Yep. With the tape over the knee.
To stop him falling down completely. It's nice of Dusty to bring the rope to the ring.
Well, it's his match, really, isn't it?
Yeah, well, this isn't the first Dusty Bull Rope match we've covered, so yeah.
Dusty came up with the Great American Bash, didn't he?
He said in his promo earlier that people credit him with it, so I guess so.
Because I'm pretty sure that's... Cody is the reason why it's in WWE.
Really?
Because he wanted to bring it back.
Oh, in NXT, you mean?
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. And Cody's part of this pay-per-view as well, which is also weird.
Is he?
Yeah, he's in the build-up and he's there with Dusty at the end, I think.
Oh, he's in the couple of promo packages, isn't he? Because Randy slaps.
Yeah, but I also think he gets
Dusty,
into the ring after the match. I'm pretty sure he does.
Oh, he does, and he does the standard.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to fight you, babyface.
Babyface and not in that way, Cody Rhodes.
Do you want to hear a depressing fact?
Always.
Randy Orton is 27.
Stop it.
So he's got kids, hasn't he, Randy Orton? Not like a Heath Slater got kids. Like he's got actual real life kids.
You cut me off before I said it. Yes,
I could tell. I could see it on your face. So his kids could be fourth generation wrestlers.
Yes.
Right.
There aren't many of those.
No. The Rock's daughter's fourth.
Yeah.
Isn't she?
Ava Raine is fourth.
I mean, she.
She's wrestled. She is a wrestler.
She has had a wrestling match, yes.
You gotta give people time, man. That's what NXT's for.
She has got some very big shoes to fill. I'm yawning talking about it.
So did Randy, though.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, Bob Orton was still popular. It's just I think Randy eclipsed him and then some.
No, I don't know about
All
that.
right, we'll turn this around again. Cody's got some big shoes to fill.
Yeah, Cody did. Cody did on multiple levels as well. Not only
his
did
brother
he
as well.
Yeah. So Dustin, but he's done it in spades, I think. With Cody, I think jury's still out on the longevity, but the build up, the 2-year build up to him winning the title was just. I'm not going to say perfect.
Far from it.
But it was masterful. The payoff, everything.
Proper Avengers moment. So,
yeah.
I don't know how old Cody is, Bearing in mind, this is 17 years beforehand and he's in the ring. So say if he's 20 there, he's 37 now.
Oh, because he was really young when he debuted, wasn't he?
He was.
Cody. So I imagine he's younger than you think he is.
Certainly not the youngest champion
Yeah.
in the WWE ever, though.
He's not. I can't imagine he's 40.
He's got to be knocking on the door of 40. This is where it turns out he's your age. 39.
39 years old. So yeah, knocking on that 40 door.
That means he's only 5 years younger than Randy. You just said he was 27.
Yeah, because Orton isn't as old as you think.
Cody's 22 in this then.
That's the same age as my younger brother.
Right. Orton wrapping the rope around Dusty's head. Doesn't really do a lot, but it's interesting.
Look at Dusty's jabbing. He's feeling it now. He's feeling it, Daddy.
It looks like he's swimming in nothing, though. God bless that man.
I'll tell you what. We were just saying Randy Orton's 27. This is 17 years ago. Randy Orton wrestles exactly the same. His style has not changed.
The only thing that's
all.
changed is that he doesn't allow that RKO counter to happen now, where he falls on his ass.
Yeah. Yeah, it's more of a push off, isn't it? So I said it earlier on in the episode, hot take. Is Randy Orton the best professional wrestler of all time?
We're talking about all-rounder.
Yes.
There's an argument for it, for sure. The first name that came to mind was Cena, but Randy's more athletic.
Mm-hmm. Cena never really had a... He did have a heel run, didn't he?
Well, it was unintentional.
Doctor of Thugonomics.
Oh, the earliest. Was he a heel, though?
Yeah, I'm not...
He was a cool heel, which doesn't really count.
Because Orton has flawlessly done heel. And I mean, heelest of the heel. And he's done babyface.
Give Roman a few years. And we'll have this discussion. Because I think he's going to have a face run first. Before he gives it all up.
Yeah. I don't know. Who would you say? Like, what's the... Dusty throws the bell and it nearly hits Orton in the face. You see him go, look at it.
Michaels.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Randy, for lack of a better term, rings Dusty's bell with that cowbell.
Good one.
So you said that was Dusty's last ever match?
Last ever match.
I wonder what it was about this match that made him go, I'm not doing this anymore, Daddy.
I mean, he didn't really do much.
No, he didn't have to. It's Dusty. You could have just had him come out.
Oh, they were doing the punt at this time as well.
Yeah, because he said that he punted Michaels, didn't he?
Yes.
So he's teeing up for it. I think this is when Cody interferes.
Look at Cody.
He looks so tiny. Baby Cody.
Orton genuinely looks scary when he does that face, doesn't he?
He turns on that look in his eye. Menacing.
God, he's got the long sleeve shirt under the short sleeve shirt. It's so good.
Do you know what I hate about Cody? His hairline has never changed. In 17 years.
He's got that proper like Neanderthal like upper head, isn't he? Like his brow's very prehistoric. Is that the right word?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, not a lot happened in that match.
But there's a lifelong rivalry was born.
Yeah.
And that might have reignited by the time this episode's out. We'll see. But listen to the hit on the head.
Oh, the only way that could have been better is if they could bust Dusty open. God, that was hard to say.
Bust Dusty, yeah. But he busted open in that ECW show we did that he was on.
Yeah, he
scraped
bled
with the edge of the bell.
Yeah, he bled against Carino, didn't he?
That was Carino. I was trying to remember who it was. Right, you ready for a big mass of meat, Jack? Because it's Batista versus Kane versus the Great Khali for the World Heavyweight Championship. What is interesting, though, is that this was in the middle of the whole Mr. Kennedy Edge Money in the Bank thing. This spawned from that storyline. So Mr. Kennedy won Money in the Bank at WrestleMania 23, tore his tricep off the bone, was told to lose it to Edge. The day after he lost it to Edge, he found out he hadn't torn his tricep from the bone. It was a much more minor injury and he'd be out for a couple of weeks after he'd already lost the briefcase.
Oh, man.
Edge cashed in the briefcase, got injured a week later and had to vacate it, and the vacant championship was won by the Great Khali.
God, that was
That's a roller coaster of storyline.
And then he dropped Orton on his head and got fired.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't his head, was it? Orton had just come back from shoulder surgery.
Right, yes.
And it was a back suplex?
Yeah.
Was it? And Orton landed wrong and just went...
Get him out.
Yeah. I was going to try and say something funny then, but there's nothing funny about someone getting dropped on an injury, is there? Kane getting into the ring doesn't look real. Like, grabs it from the outside, the top rope, and just goes in one fluid motion. It's like, oh my God.
I really miss Kane as a character. Even around this time when he was more of a joke than he was.
Was he a joke at this time?
More than he was.
Because, like...
He's not scary like he was in, 2003.
Masked Kane was really good.
Yeah.
But I think this Kane, when they took the mask off, but he's still like a psycho.
This isn't that sadistic.
Was still really good.
2003 was that prime sadism.
Yeah.
Just after the mask was taken off. And one of the pay-per-views I want to do real soon is Survivor Series 2003.
Which one's that?
That is Shane McMahon versus Kane in an ambulance match. That is Team Bischoff versus Team Austin.
Is that Taser in the testicles?
It's not when it happens, but it's that storyline. That happens on a weekly show, the tasering of the testicles.
Like on a SmackDown or something?
Yeah, I think of Raw. Undertaker versus Vince McMahon buried alive.
That would be good. Yeah.
That's probably the pay-per-view.
Sorry, excuse me.
Go on.
Oh, sick.
Well, I'm glad you had fun.
Yes.
Yes. That pay-per-view, Survivor Series 2003, is probably the pay-per-view I've watched the most in my life.
I wasn't listening to a word you were saying.
I'm not repeating it.
I love Batista's pyro. It's so good.
It is really good. When it times right.
Yeah.
It didn't quite a lot of the time.
True.
Also true of Kane's, though. There were a couple of instances where he did the arms up and then nothing happened.
Yeah, that happened a few times, didn't it? Upside down belt. It's just... I like that he's just so relentless in doing it. There's a bit in this where I think the ref hands it to him and he turns it upside down and does it. I love the fact that could potentially be his gimmick of just holding the belt upside down, but he's not told anyone.
Yeah.
The ref's like, hold it this way. Fuck off.
No. I like the hand in the face because his hand's bigger than the ref's face.
Just picks the ref up and holds him upside down.
Yeah. Don't tell me how to hold the belt.
He just looks so confused all the time, Carly, doesn't he? Look, upside down again.
It is. Oh. Read your name, mate.
The ref's holding it up and the straps are just hitting him in the face. He looks at Carly. Is this why you hold it upside down? You might be onto something here.
No, but at first he shows it to him and I like to think he's going, this is how you fucking hold it, you daft prick.
This way. It's just, he's so immobile, isn't he, Carly?
They had to make him look good through the other two people, didn't they?
Yeah. I know I've said this before as well, but every time we see Batista on a pay-per-view, I forget that he was a wrestler.
Yeah, full time for a few years.
Yeah. Because he came in and stayed at, like, the main event and then retired.
Yeah.
It was like a Stone Cold type thing, wasn't it? It's just, you come in at the top, you stay at the top, and then you leave. I don't think he'd still be wrestling quite as full-time as this if he was still wrestling now, but I still think you'd still get some Dave Batista matches.
You have to remember he's in his 50s.
Yeah.
Can't do a lot.
But I think you'd still have like special attractions. Because he's lost a bit of weight now, hasn't he? He's not as muscular.
No, he can't be. Because he doesn't need that bodybuilder thing going for him, does he?
I mean, he's still very muscular.
Oh, of course. He's 300 pounds here. If he loses some, he's like still 260, 270. Cena's still roughly 240, 250. So...
Is Khali on the floor taller than the referee who is still stood in the ring?
I don't know if they'll line up for me to tell you. No, not quite.
No.
It was the angle.
Yeah,
I get your point.
Because the ref does come up to like his belly button.
And Khali's recklessly throwing shit about the place now to clear the announce table. Throws it onto a chair, which almost bounces into the crowd.
Imagine that. You go to a wrestling show. How good was it? Yeah, I got this monitor.
It hit me in the head.
You got thrown into the crowd, so it's fair game as far as I'm concerned. He said, yeah, I caught John Cena's armband. Yeah, I caught the commentary monitor. Fuck you.
Yeah. I got this cool scar as well.
I got a concussion.
Through the table.
It's just like when he goes back. He's just like a plank.
Yeah. I love that King and JR are there just enjoying it because they don't have to say anything.
King's just pointing at him like...
So, yeah, he's there.
Sorry, I just punched you with a hand.
Because we were doing the same thing.
Yes.
We're on the same wavelength.
2 of them now. Batista coughing.
He is asthmatic.
Is he?
Famously. He said he...
famously asthmatic.
Famously asthmatic. He had to take puffs of inhaler mid-match and they had to try and hide it.
I didn't know that.
No wonder he had a short career.
So, again, I was watching this in preparation with AJ, my wife, and I said, oh, do you recognise him? And she said, oh, yeah, that's Batista. And she said, are those his tattoos real? Because she's only ever seen him as, like, Drax.
Of course.
And I said, yeah. And she's like, why has he got that girl goes travelling, found myself belly button tattoo?
It's a good question.
Yeah. I mean, it's a crap tattoo.
Yeah.
But I've got my stomach tattooed and it was fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible.
Especially nearer the belly button, surely.
Yeah. Yeah, it must have been absolutely horrible. To go through all of the pain to get it done and it looked like that. It's just like, oh, come on. Luckily, he's got other tattoos. If it was just that, it would be...
Just framing his belly button.
Yeah, it would be, I've been to Thailand for...
Well, I've been to Burning Man.
Yeah, that's it. I've been to Thailand and had my hair braided for a week. Yeah. Saying that'd be somewhat top I'm wearing. It's my Thailand top with little...
Oh, wow, I never noticed.
Yeah, they really big up Khali, don't they? Like, every time someone, like, lifts him or choke slams him or something, JBL's like, this is completely unreasonable.
Yeah, with £420, apparently.
Yeah, but look at the size of Kane, though.
He's like 320.
Yeah.
But Khali was also legitimately like 7'3".
Yeah, he was massive, wasn't he? The size of his feet.
Yep. Ridiculous. And I know that in India he was a bodybuilder.
He was a policeman as well, wasn't he?
Wow. And all crime ended for some reason. A chokeslam from Kane onto Batista. Is it enough? No. And I don't know if that was meant to happen. I don't know if Khali missed a cue there. It is a chokeslam from Kane, after all.
As in he's supposed to break a pin. Yeah, where is Khali?
Out on the side.
Oh, God, he's all the way over there, is he? Oh, no, Kane's looking for...
weapons.
Batista's spinebuster was always a bit weird as well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And when I saw this, gets in for the Batista, I was like, no, absolutely not. Okay, fair play.
Yeah, he does it.
Oh my god.
And there's Carly waiting for his cue. His advisor had to tell him, though.
That is mad. JBL's talking about choke slamming Carly is the greatest physical strength thing he's ever seen. Batista just powerbombed Kane.
I don't know what this finisher was called. Carly's one. Just picks him up and drops him.
Was it the Punjabi plunge?
That sounds right.
Or just the plunge?
Yeah, I've literally just put Carly pins Kane because I don't know what the move was. But yeah, Carly retains.
He's like, give me that belt.
I'm going to hold it the right way.
Give me that belt. You need to hold it this way.
Yeah.
Oh, it is the right way, yeah. I mean, it's not bad for a Carly match.
No, we've seen worse, that's for sure.
I think that's how you're supposed to use him in multi-man matches.
That's the extent of his usefulness as a performer, unfortunately. That and squashing Rey Mysterio's head.
Yeah.
That was fucking uncomfortable.
The Amazing Kane, they call him.
You see why I think he wasn't a monster?
Yeah.
All right, King Booker is coming out to the ring, and we're not quite sure why.
I skipped through this when
I know what happens here.
His little finger in the air. Look.
Yeah. I'd like to sum it up for you, but you've got to hear some of the stuff he says. He's the King of Kings,
Kings, yeah.
So Booker T calls out... King Booker calls out Triple H.
King
Booker calls out Triple H for calling himself the King of Kings, and that's copyright infringement because he's the king. He then goes on to call out Jerome.
Jerome?
That would be Jerry the King Lawler.
Right, okay.
And asks him to renounce his crown and accept King Booker as the true king.
That crown, I'm pretty sure I used to have a crown like that I got from Burger King.
It's very similar. But no, he calls him Jerome.
Is that his real name?
I have no idea. He's just being posh.
Back to the phone.
King Booker is just being posh. He uses some weird language.
His name is Jerry Lawler.
And King does what he always does when he gets confronted by somebody. Is that he just stares at them and pulls a face.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
It's sort of confused and
as you can guess, King doesn't do it.
Of course he doesn't.
And King Booker simply responds by going, I will take this as an act of treason, and then walks off. I don't think there's been someone who's really ran with the King gimmick quite like Booker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he really did some good stuff with it, didn't he?
He made it work.
My initial thought was Regal.
Yeah, but Booker was world champion while King Booker as well.
I think that's what was supposed to go for Regal.
Possibly.
I think that was the plan. But I think maybe certain things got in the way. Possible addiction problems. I need to go.
Oh yeah.
I need to go back and rewatch that. Maybe we should watch that.
Yeah.
Regal winning King of the Ring.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have got his book. I could just read his book because I'm pretty sure it would say in there. You know what? Actually, I'm going to start reading his book tonight.
After the 4th time of mentioning it on the podcast?
Yeah, I'm going to make a promise to Mary. If you're watching, I'm going to read your book.
It's not her book anymore.
Is it Mary?
Yeah, it was Mary. First time ever, Bobby Lashley versus John Cena for the WWE Championship. I wouldn't have had a fucking clue.
No.
I've just heard it, and I couldn't tell you what it sounded like.
It's just generic, isn't it?
Yeah, it's so generic.
His current one is the best one.
It's a lot of drums, isn't it?
It's that dun, 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 dun. Yeah, oh, so good. I'm pretty sure in TNA it started with like a motorbike revving, his theme.
How very strange.
Yeah.
One thing that hasn't changed, though, in almost 20 years, John Cena's
Wabadoo.
Live fast, fight hard. Yeah, that'll do for a t-shirt.
Look at that guy spinning his belt.
What else is on that t-shirt? I have no idea what's on that t-shirt. American-made muscle.
100% American-made muscle. The only lyric of his song that's ever stuck in my head is, I brush your mouth like Colgate.
Yes.
And ironic seeing, my teeth. Was his finger thing...
Yeah.
Easy now. Was it supposed to be like that? Or was it like...
It started like that, and then it changed to that.
Yeah. Because that...
Maybe that's an actual gang sign, and Cena found out.
A few people do that, don't they? Joe does it.
Yeah, he does. I don't know when it changed, but stop doing gang signs. Oh, W's upside down. Shame about the spin about, isn't it?
Oh, Mike Chioda. What are you doing? Was that Mike Chioda?
I have no idea. Yes, it is.
How do you know you're a wrestling nerd? You know all the refs.
Where's Nick Patrick?
He's not on this card, is he?
I don't know many. Obviously, I know the two Hebners. Nick Patrick, Charles Robinson, Mike Chioda. Mm-hmm. I couldn't tell you any others. Oh, no. Aubrey Edwards.
Slick Johnson from TNA.
Nope.
I don't know if you caught the person catching the T-shirt, but there's loads of kids that put their hands up, and it's this grown man that just goes, boom, and takes it.
Don't talk to me about Cena's moves.
Yeah, I know.
Sore subject.
So are they're both faces here,
I believe so, yeah.
Cena, what you waiting for? See, Bobby's pretty smart here, I think, because Cena starts like trash talking with him, and Bobby's like, I'm not the best talker at the best of times, so I'm not going to do it against John Cena.
I will say, I believe, based on my knowledge of timelines, that this is after the Battle of the Billionaires match at WrestleMania.
It says former ECW champion as well.
Oh, okay.
In his it had that stats at the start.
So this is when they were trying to elevate him up to the big league world titles then.
Yes.
That he didn't win until, 2021. He had to go to another company for the better part of a decade.
He beat McIntyre, didn't he?
Yep.
I remember that, to be fair, because I was really annoyed. I was like, why are they putting Bobby Lashley against Drew McIntyre? Like, because obviously Lashley's going to lose and it's going to be ridiculous. And Lashley came out with MVP with his new theme, looking like an absolute badass. And it was actually, give him the belt.
He won it from The Miz.
Was it The Miz?
Yeah, he retained against McIntyre at WrestleMania.
But
he beat The Miz after he cashed in.
That might be where I'm getting confused. I remember Big E cashing in on him, and Lashley's trying to obviously stop the cash in, and Big E's trash talking him and slaps him round the face.
Yeah,
and you see Bobby go, ring that fucking bell, and takes him down. It's just like, whoa.
God, I miss Big E.
Yeah. I was reading some article. Apparently his neck's not healing as fast as they want it to, but he's just had stem cells.
Oh, okay.
To try and sort of accelerate it, I guess. But Lashley is so quick.
Yeah.
A man that size should not be moving that fast. Look at it!
It's because he's got that amateur wrestling background. I think he was NCAA champion.
Yeah. He's got very similar sort of wrestling credentials to Lesnar, hasn't he? And he was a boxer in the... No, not a boxer in the army. He was a wrestler in the army, wasn't he? Because he did...
Yep.
I don't know if he did any tours, but he served.
So he's just a hell of a fighter, basically.
Is there a difference between doing tours and serving?
Not that I'm aware of, but we're not American.
Know. Well, he was part of the military.
Yeah.
I know that. Because they bigged it up when he debuted, didn't they?
They sure did. That's how you get over with an American crowd, all right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, going back to Big E, though. If and when he comes back, that ovation is going to be something special.
It's got to be a Mania return, isn't it?
Rumble return. Possible.
Don't know about that. He'd have to win, because...
I could see him winning the Rumble.
You couldn't have him come back and then his first thing after having a very serious neck injury and years out is you have to get thrown over the top rope.
Do I need to remind you of Edge?
Yeah. Was Edge's as bad as Big E's? I think Big E's.
He retired for almost 10 years, so they must have thought so.
Yeah, true. Well, even still, he must have had 10 years of healing on it. So yeah, I don't know.
I guess it just depends on how he feels.
Commentary, I think, would suit him perfectly.
Yeah, but I don't think he wants to do that yet. We've said it before, like the reason they haven't really done anything with him is because the jury's still out. There's no point in bringing him down to those sort of levels unless he's given up the idea of being in the ring again.
Yeah.
And even then, it's never say never because Wade Barrett's talked about coming back.
They've teased it. They've teased it a little bit with this McIntyre thing.
Exactly.
Was it Clash? When they were going up the ramp and Barrett was with him. Drew was saying something about these Americans don't understand, and Wade's like, I know.
Yeah, Barrett's kind of like there to soothe him.
And with the thing with Pierce, where Pierce tried to stop Drew, tried to restrain Drew, didn't he? And Drew elbowed him.
Yeah. Barrett
gets in immediately and like pulls him off. And you kind of forget when you see stuff like that how big Barrett was.
Yeah, he was huge.
Big guy. I'd love to see Barrett get in the ring again. I don't know why he never held like a heavyweight title.
There must have been something.
Because he had all the tools. I think he was over. He had multiple gimmicks that were over.
I think the thing he was missing, I think if he'd have won Money in the Bank, it'd have been a different story. Because he never did.
He did a King thing as well. King
yeah,
Barrett.
he did, but it just wasn't Booker, was it?
No. That's it now. Anyone that does a King gimmick.
That's the benchmark.
Yeah, King Booker. King Xavier or King Woods was...
Barely did it.
Yeah.
Obviously, Gunther's not doing it now.
Yeah.
There was Corbin and Nakamura.
Harley Race did it.
Yeah.
Haku did it.
But back then, it was pretty much the norm to do that.
Yeah.
But you had like Billy Gunn and Edge, they didn't really do it.
Austin didn't either, did he?
Lesnar too.
No one talks about Austin winning it. They talk about the promo that he cut after he won it.
It changed the world of wrestling.
Yeah.
So I can see why.
And it was an accident. Complete accident.
This Cena and Lashley match is very entertaining. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing with Cena matches. I don't know what it is. Throwback doesn't do that anymore, does he?
Is that what it was called?
I think it was called the Throwback, yeah. The sort of somersault bulldog.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it? Speaking of moves, he doesn't do that much anymore.
Here comes the leg drop.
Did he break his neck doing this?
I don't think so.
Because I don't know why. I have like a vague memory of him doing that move and like breaking his neck.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Or like maybe it happened in storyline or something. I'm not sure.
You thinking of Zack Ryder? And his broken neck.
Did he break his neck?
Well, he was in a wheelchair, wasn't he, with that broken neck?
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't thinking of that.
Kane wheeled him off the fucking stage.
I don't think I've ever got Zack Ryder or John Cena confused. But yeah, I remember Kane wheeling him off because, like, you see Ryder's knees. So calling him Zack Ryder is really weird.
It doesn't feel right now, does it?
Yeah. His knees go fucking... Because he puts his legs out to stop himself, doesn't he? And they just fold in on themselves.
You would. It's instinct.
Well, yeah, what else was going to happen? Like, in an ideal situation, Kane wheels him off and he just lands on the wheels and keeps going. It would have looked really strange, wouldn't it?
I don't know if you noticed this as well. I'm hoping you've got it in your notes somewhere. There's a CM Punk chant. I think you've got it about Cena sucks, and I don't think they're saying Cena sucks.
Are those Cena sucks chants?
I'm hearing it as CM Punk.
I didn't quite get it. We'll have to figure out when they are. Street fighting ability of John Cena. In other words, he's not a very good wrestler.
Yeah, he lived in the fucking suburbs of Massachusetts.
Is that particularly street?
Well, that's the fact it's suburbs.
Yep.
On the outskirts of Boston. Not in Boston.
What is JR talking about?
I don't know.
He has Herculean strength and it adds an intangibility to even basic manoeuvres.
Yeah, he's talking about Lashley.
He also mentions this phrase a lot. I don't know if you caught up on it. He's got haunting strength.
Nope, I didn't see that.
I they were trying to get it over or what?
Well, we know Cena's got some ridiculous strength on him. Oh, there's the back suplex. That's another move of doom. The 5-knuckle shuffle.
Even people that don't like wrestling but know who John Cena is all take the piss out of that "you can't see me" thing. Like, if a picture of like a fan with John Cena, they're like, why are you putting pictures of yourself
it's always a thing.
And it's become one of those sort of pop culture things now, isn't it?
Did you ever see the it wasn't an interview, but the conversation he had with an old lady for TV?
No.
So he's there with this old lady opposite him, and they're having tea.
Right.
Just imagine Cena in a suit, just with a teacup in his hand, and they're talking about it. And the old lady goes, "My granddaughter said something peculiar. She said, like, I wouldn't be able to see you." And he explains it all, and he goes, I do this, and I say, "You can't see me," and then she does it back, and he goes, well, I'm out of a job. And she goes, "Oh, I can't wrestle," and he goes, "Oh, they say that about me too."
Yeah, I like that. He's always been a good sport with that, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think now that he's winding down his career, I mean, it's kind of already happened where people have started to appreciate what he actually did.
The fact he's getting huge pops whenever he turns up now, regardless of where it is, it says a lot.
Mm. But yeah, there'll never be another like John Cena.
Definitely not. So, and I think he holds a world record that will never be beaten. So, in his Make-A-Wish fulfillment, I believe he's still doing that.
He probably will.
So, John Cena, the man, quite a person to aspire to.
Yeah. It's like Triple H said, like, he deserves his own Hall of Fame. Because I can't remember what video it was, but it was something about, like, the schedule that he kept.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out when he slept.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, it was all go to the gym, eat, press conference, talk show, wrestling event,
Mandarin lesson,
gym.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just looking at it like, when do you sleep, man?
Some people function differently when it comes to sleep, though. Some people can. I think Kevin Hart famously said he can function on 4 hours sleep every night, and he can function fine. It's weird.
It's mad, isn't it?
Yeah. Cena's got Lashley in the STFU here. So
what? I always wondered, what do you think came first? Like, the name or the move? Like, did they go, he's got the FU, and did someone go, there's a move called an STF. You could call it an STFU.
I'm pretty sure STF came first.
Because he's never put it on properly.
Nope.
Well, so Lashley's, like, cut himself on, like, the web of his hand.
No, it's on the top of his head. He's got a very small cut on the top of his head as well.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I have no idea what caused it, but he had it earlier in the match.
Oh, I thought it was his hand, and he wiped it on his head.
Does still have blood on it, so it could have been from there. Which is quite funny, because in a previous episode, I think it might have been our first, possibly, we talked about how we've never seen him bleed.
Cena or Lashley?
Lashley.
Yeah.
I think it was...
Well, that's the only other time...
Was it during December to Dismember? It must have been.
Yeah.
He was in ECW at that time.
He hasn't been on the podcast since then, has he?
I don't think he has.
Cena's... Oh, yeah, I can see it in my head now, yes.
Oh, yeah, he's been covered.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah. I got that image of him in black and white.
He had some gruesome matches with Edge.
Mm.
Oh, Cena's got him up on the top rope here.
Oh, and when Rollins completely rearranged his face.
Yeah, and that. Cena with an avalanche, FU, and retains his championship.
Weird sort of cuddle pin at the end.
Yeah, he has to sort of cover him. There's no space.
It's a bit anticlimactic as well, isn't it? Like, you'd think with the sort of avalanche FU, he'd go down with him, but he sort of does it. Lashley falls, and then he goes, I better get off these ropes. It's just a bit like...
I also think this may have been cut for time. Because it was only 17, 18 minutes for the main event.
Mm. And there it is.
Yeah. Great American Bash 2007. a perfectly serviceable pay-per-view, I guess.
Dusty's last match. Yeah.
Not surprised I'd forgotten this existed, because didn't set the world on fire. Not by any means.
But no, pretty historic for Dusty. And with everything that's going on in wrestling currently, seeing Dusty Rhodes fight Randy Orton could be a bit of a premonition of things to come. See, this is it, look.
It's because of where his feet are. He's not on the inside of the ropes.
No, it's weird, isn't it?
And I think he had him on his shoulder. He was like, I've just got to get him down. I can't adjust my feet.
Amazing impact. It's a back bump. Oh, well, I've never been in the ring before.
It did make a hell of a noise.
Yeah. Oh, he's a big man, isn't he? To
just drop like a sack of shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then an awful amount of time is spent teasing a handshake.
Yeah, this goes on for a long time, doesn't it?
I'd like you to compare how sweaty the two men are.
Lashley
is drenched.
Always sweated a lot. Like, some people just do.
And Cena's barely, glowing.
How tall is Cena?
6'2", 6'3".
He doesn't strike me as that tall.
It's because he's so wide.
Yeah. His arms are huge as well.
Yep. So are Lashley's, though.
Yeah. Not one, but two great Americans. Fuck that referee. Right? He did nothing.
Nah, he did nothing. He's not a great American. He's just an American.
Yeah.
And he didn't bash anything. Those two bashed in the ring.
Well, saying that, he goes to raise Cena's hand, and Cena just, no-sells it a bit, and he goes, yeah, and then gets out of the ring.
Thank you very much for watching us talk over the Great American Bash 2007. Please consider giving us a like or a subscribe or a comment if you're on YouTube, a like, a follow, or let us know what other episodes you'd like us to cover if you are on Spotify or any other podcast platforms. Until next time, we will see you then. What's outside that's got your attention?
Bye.